Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. It's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Get the latest on country music, from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial-free. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, this is big news. Foo Fighters surprised a lot of us with a post on social media where it looks like they may be teasing some new music.
Yeah.
And as you know, it's been a little over a year since the passing of their drummer, Taylor Hawkins. And we speculated what would happen with the band, just because of the fact that Dave and Taylor were so close, and we wondered would he want to go on? How would this all be? And here yesterday they put up a post with the caption, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" And it had music attached to it.
Well, it's not enough. What the hell is that?
And is that new, Steve? I don't know Foo Fighters enough to know if that's new or not.
I mean, it sounds like the Foo Fighters, but I think that's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people are thinking maybe it might be some new music coming very soon. I mean, one person was speculating even today, but then they also might think that that's just the way to hype up, their upcoming shows. I have no idea what's going on with this band.
Yeah, and who's drumming for them again?
I have no idea who's drumming with the band. There's been talks of different people, but I don't think anything's been confirmed just yet. I mean, there was talks of possibly Matt Cameron from Pearl Jam would be, but I think he even said, no, that's not the case. And then there's Josh Freese is a great studio session drummer who's played with them before. That's been rumored as well, but I'll have to do a double check, but I don't know if there's anyone that's been officially announced as a drummer. Or if they'll just be maybe grabbing somebody that's available when they go on tour that's a friend of theirs and never have an official drummer.
Yeah, and yet somebody had to be drumming on that track we just heard.
Dave Grohl.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Wouldn't be the first time he's played with the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, that's a good, I keep forgetting, yeah.
First two records were him on the drums.
Yeah, all right, I guess if they need somebody on drums, I guess they know he knows where to go.
To be honest with you, up until this very moment, I didn't even think of that. They can easily just have a quote-unquote hired hand whenever they go on tour, but when they record, just have Dave Grohl do the drums.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. There's no reason why that can't happen.
Yeah.
Well, that might be exactly what that was. Can you recognize his drumming style? I mean, do you have that kind of an ear to know if you think that might have been him?
I mean, it could have been him. If I heard more of it, maybe. But I mean, that part right there wasn't enough for me to determine. I'm not that good of a private investigator, BJ.
I don't have any clue. So to me, I mean, look, you when I say this, you probably look at me like, oh, you're like wine snobs look at me like I have no idea. All the drums sound the same to me.
I mean, to be honest with you, just that small clip. I mean, I could have even been something that they recorded before Taylor passed. It sounded like something that Taylor Hawkins would play on the drums. It also sounded like something that Dave Grohl would play on the drums. There wasn't enough there, BJ.
Oh well. Look, you're not going to get any help from me. That's for sure.
It's like when the bad guy calls like the cops, and you have to keep him on the phone for like 45 seconds or more, whatever it is in the movies, and you got to make sure like you keep them on the phone so you can trace where they are. I need more than just that 15 seconds.
You need more than 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So we've let you down. You know what? They knew. Foo Fighters knew that, you know what? No forensic activity here, people.
Yep, they gave us just enough, but not enough to figure out who the drummer is.
And so are you thinking what I'm thinking was the caption? I'm like, all right, what do I think Dave's thinking?
I think he's thinking there's new music to come.
Okay, that seems reasonable, seems logical. Again, though, do we have enough information to go on?
This is everything about this is like I just assumed that they weren't going to be a band, they weren't going to tour, they weren't going to record it. Like that was going to be the end of that chapter. And I'm so happy that it's not. And I think that a lot of Foo Fighters fans have that same feeling. Like it's just nice to know that they're going to keep playing. And in fact, they're going to be playing in Spokane, dude, on August 4th.
Yeah,
road trip.
Yeah, reading Dave's book like I've been, and it's been a very slow read. I still haven't finished it.
Yeah, you've been talking about this book for like almost a year now.
I know. I'm really getting I'm getting a lot out of it.
Do you read one sentence at a time?
Dude, if you go on the average with how many times I pick up books at all, you're right. It is one sentence at a time. And like every couple of weeks, I will pick it up and read a chapter or two. And then maybe a month later, I'll pick it up again. So
if we're going by that, my average is one word at a time.
Yeah. I'm close to the end, though. But, realizing in the book how he processed, Kurt Cobain and that whole situation, the one thing Dave does love is music, and he loves the whole process of it. So, if I was a betting man, I go, he is going to find a way to process this. He's been through some trauma before in the world, and he will still find his way back to music.
Yeah.
That's what I would bet just from the read, in his book, The Storyteller, which is a great book. If you're a Dave Grohl fan and for some reason you haven't picked this up, you must not like to read. Get the audiobook at that point.
That might be me.
That could be you.
Because I think he reads the audiobook, right?
Yeah, I believe you're right about that.
I'm okay with that. That's like listening to a Dave Grohl podcast then.
Yeah, exactly. And it is he tells some great stories. I mean, you might know a lot of these already, but I was like, wow, I didn't know that, and I didn't know that, and holy cow, so a lot of great insight. And he writes, if it's him and somebody joining him, it's well done. It's very entertaining. It's an entertaining book. It's a good read. Like you don't feel like you're reading a book. He's giving you some stuff, man, and it's good stuff.
The Storyteller.
We got a guy that broke into a police station and went number 2 on the floor. Oh, and that's not all he did. The hard-hitting news. Whatever drops, Steve will tell us about it. And he's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today's the day to play some Scrabble, a game that I have not played probably in 15, maybe 20 years.
Yeah, me too. I don't like that game.
Actually, maybe more like 20, maybe 25. I don't know if I've ever played the game, to be honest with you. No, it's been a very long time. You know what? So screw that day. Today, we enjoy lunch, because today is National Make Lunch Count Day.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that exactly means. I'd imagine make sure you have a good lunch.
Okay, yeah.
Go find a cool place to go to. I don't know where that would be, but do you have a certain place that you love getting lunch at?
Yeah, Mia Posto.
You know what? I was going to recommend that place because that place is really good.
Oh, have you been there?
With you.
Oh, that's probably really good. Thanks.
That's the pizza place, right?
Yeah, I think I should go then.
Yeah, that place is delicious.
Yeah, I do. I really do like Mia Posto.
All right, Vicky, where are you going for lunch?
I'm going to go to Arlington. It's like a little drive-through type place, and it's called The Fountain, and they have the best. They have a fountain burger with like a slice of ham in it.
Oh, wow.
With crinkle fries. Oh, so good. And then you get milkshakes, and they have a sign that says soft ice cream, so I'm assuming it's soft ice cream. Or no, excuse me, hard ice cream, so it's not the soft serve. I've been wanting to try that, but I've been waiting till it get warm.
Oh, all right. Well,
I'm not fully here today, so just enjoy this.
So many jokes with the hard and soft ice
Yes.
cream.
I just want it.
I like my ice cream as ice cream. Yes.
Yeah, what is hard ice cream?
Ice cream.
It's just regular ice cream.
It's not soft
It's not
serve.
soft serve. Yeah.
It was like super hard or something.
It's like Mike's hard, it's probably got a little alcohol in it. Mike's hard ice cream.
I have done that, like where you have a Ben and Jerry's pint in the fridge, and you try and put the spoon in. It's like it takes a lot of effort, and you're like, damn it. And I go, screw it. I just put it in my mouth and start biting on it and chewing on it like it's a steak. Yeah. All right, Joe, where are you going to lunch?
Oh, steak ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm going to Mod Pizza.
Mod Pizza, great pick.
Yeah.
A little soda, a little no-name cake, and a buffalo chicken pizza.
Buffalo chicken pizza, that's your go-to.
That's what I'm craving right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I like their barbecue chicken pizza, the Caspian.
Oh, that one is real good, too, with the jalapenos.
I mean, you could put them on there if you want.
I like mine spicy.
Yes, apparently so.
Spicy.
Unlike your women, you like your food spicy.
Oh.
See. I think I gotta do it for Tatum. Chipotle, baby.
Oh, yeah?
That's her spot.
And Chipotle for Tatum? That's nice. I love that she's got a place.
Oh, that's that. Anytime
I love that she already. She's like, I got my place.
She knows after ballet we always get Chipotle, and ballet we didn't have it this week because of spring break, and she still wanted Chipotle on Tuesday. It's a very strange thing. Like she has no concept of time, except for on Tuesdays we get Chipotle.
That is wild that she knows Tuesday means Chipotle Day.
Tuesday's Chipotle Day.
Oh, man. This kid already knows. She already knows, like, okay, let's get my days.
How's their plant-based meat, Steve?
They got the sofritas.
Yeah, how is that?
I actually like it.
I've never tried it. I wanted to. It sounds good.
It's fine. It's got a little kick to it. It's good.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like it.
I tried their new chicken. It's so good.
Oh, man. I'm getting really hungry. All right.
Yeah. Sarah, how about you?
Sarah.
What's your lunch place?
I think I'm going to do Lunchbox Laboratory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got the boozy milkshakes.
I think Sarah wins this one.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
It's
been a long time. I was there probably 6 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago. And, it's always so good.
You know what also is a great place? And we just went for dinner. It was the 5 Point.
Oh, 5 Point, yeah.
Right?
That's
is that where we went, Sarah and Joe?
Yeah, the cafe with the cheese curds.
Oh, so good.
Dude.
Yeah, that place, like, it was on Denny, right off of Denny, in kind of like Queen Anne Belltown area.
So was somebody having a little party?
We went there
partying a little bit?
We went there right before Seattle Rock Night.
That's usually what happens. Either you go before or after an evening in town to the 5 Point.
Plus, they got that great sign right outside of the bathroom that says, don't do cocaine in the bathrooms or something like that.
Yep.
It's like a neon sign. It's fantastic, BJ. Makes you want to do cocaine in the bathroom.
That's just terrible.
I don't even do cocaine.
Well, I guess you know your customers.
Yeah. Also, quick shout out. Happy birthday to my man, the myth, the legend, the J-Mac. My hockey buddy. It's his birthday today.
I was like, the J-Mac. Is that somebody I should know? Oh,
Jay McFadden, baby.
Oh, hey, Jay, happy birthday.
Best people I've ever met. So happy birthday to that guy. All right, let's talk about another guy. I don't know if Jay would ever do this. You know what? We've been pretty wasted. I can actually see him pulling this off. Here's the headline. A 36-year-old man got hammered on Saturday, broke into a police station, and pooped on the floor.
Okay.
This happened in Florida, shockingly.
All right.
And maybe not so, I think actually shockingly, that's not all he did. So let's give you the whole backstory behind this man by the name of Joseph. He got wasted. He's 36 years old. First, he scaled a fence outside. He got into an unlocked cop car, hung out in there for a few minutes. Then he got behind some bushes until nobody was looking. He grabbed a hose, shoved it under the door of the police station, and turned it on. So he flooded the lobby with like an inch of water. Then he got into the building. He took a shower in the locker rooms, put on a police uniform and also a bulletproof vest. He took a $1,000 police radio and dropped it in the toilet.
Wow. So he does know how to use a toilet.
Yes. He just doesn't use it for the right reasons.
Okay.
Because that's the funny part. He put the police radio in the toilet and then defecated on the floor of the women's bathroom.
All right. What if he was just confused? Because if he's in the wrong bathroom, he was using a toilet. He might have been confused.
The best part is he made it very easy for them to catch him because, well, when he did all of this stuff, when he was in the car, the police car, he somehow dropped his wallet, which had his ID in it. The best part, that's not how they caught him. They tracked him down at a nearby 7-Eleven because apparently he was still drunk when he went to that 7-Eleven, and he was wearing the official police jacket when he did that.
Well, just another night in the police department.
So the cops show up. He's already gone. But then they track him down a few hours later, and he's shirtless at that point. So he ditched the police jacket at some point. He's probably like, I got to catch me. I got to get rid of this thing. He wanted to hide in some bushes again, but they were able to get him into custody. Here's the crazy part. Well, maybe not so crazy. He was so drunk that when he finally sobered up, he did not have any clue that he did any of this.
Oh, that's blackout right there.
And here's a bunch of people in the community that were talking about this guy by the name of Joseph.
That's a pretty crazy story. It's like something out of a movie. Why would you go to a place where people get arrested?
Pretty ballsy guy to be able to walk into the police station,
If I did that, I know I'd remember, that's for sure.
Okay, so they just interviewed random people about a story that had nothing to do with them.
Yes.
Okay.
They're like, we need to tell the community that this just happened. We want your response. I was like, I agree. That's why I played it. I was like, this is very odd.
So that's what the news is doing now? Usually they interview people that are affected by the crime or were involved with the crime.
Nope.
These are just randos. It's like, is it like jaywalking or Jimmy Kimmel sending Guillermo out? I mean, hey, this happened. What do you think?
What do you think about this guy who got so wasted that he pooped on a police floor? I don't know what to think.
And I love the lady.
That sounds crazy.
I think I would remember.
You wouldn't do it if you remember.
Yes, that's the point. He was blackout drunk. Of course, if you're in sound mind, you're not going to do things like this.
I feel like we use that exact same audio for this story also happening in Florida, where police had to arrest a man because, well, they busted him making love to himself in public 3 times.
I want to hear that audio. When you're done with this story,
yes.
let's see if that audio matches up just as well with this story.
So officers had to go to a Speedway convenience store because, well, someone called 911 and said there's a naked guy screaming, and he's yelling at the females on the side of the road.
Okay.
Apparently he was taking care of himself. Well, apparently this guy is a 40-year-old man. He also did this at an Arby's restaurant and also a Wawa convenience store.
Again, I don't want to separate the genders, but you just don't see women doing these things.
Well, in all fairness, he had a good reason to why he did it.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
He did it 3 times because he told the police that he was, quote, having issues with his rectum, and in order to get rid of that pain, he had to take care of himself.
Oh, I've had the anal Charlie horses, and you and I both know, but for some reason I never started getting them until you told me, and then I think it was psychosomatic.
That is still one of the strangest things. Like, I shared this very embarrassing story about my life where I deal with these Charlie horses that are in the recti area, and then all of a sudden, people like, "Oh, I have them too now."
I do, and it's really a beating. Like I was driving in a car with somebody. Mm-hmm. We were going somewhere, and then all of a sudden it hit me, and I'm like, "Freaking Steve!" When they go, "What's wrong with you?" I go, "I'm okay. I think I can make it," but because I was cursing you in my mind. I've never had one until Steve said it.
Like it's contagious.
Yes.
At what point did our butts connect?
You should be wearing a mask on your butt so that I don't get the airborne contagion.
So anyway, this guy got busted at one convenience store, got busted again at another convenience store, and also at an Arby's. They spoke to people in the community about what happened, and here's what they had to say.
That's a pretty crazy story. It's like something out of a movie. Why would you go to a place where people get arrested?
Pretty ballsy guy to be able to walk into the police station,
If I did that, I know I'd remember, that's for sure.
Replace police station with convenience store.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to adjust it a little bit, but I think we can make that. That can be our universal response to everything.
Speaking of ballsy, I don't think this ballsy has landed just yet. That Jared Kelenic home run that he hit yesterday, oh my goodness.
There's a drive.
That was awesome. 482 feet, helping the Mariners beat the Chicago Cubs yesterday, 5-2.
Okay.
He is playing really well. The team, okay, they've had some ups, more downs, but you know what? It's nice to see Jared Kelenic performing.
That's important.
Yeah, I mean, he's just playing great these days.
Yeah, if they can get in sync and everybody else can start doing what they were doing, Jared Kelenic is definitely a big part of making that offense go.
Teoscar Hernandez also had a home run, so that was awesome. Logan Gilbert pitched a good game. That was nice to see. So Kelnic's got a hitting streak, I guess 7-game hitting streak.
That's nice.
That's pretty cool. Up next, Mariners off today. Rest up, come back home, taking on the Colorado Rockies. Marco Gonzalez will be on the mound, and that happens tomorrow night at T-Mobile Park. Maybe, I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow, but maybe in the near future, you'll be able to buy beer longer during the games. Because Major League Baseball, they made those changes to the pitch clock, adding the pitch clock. So now a lot of these games are down about 31 minutes in length. So instead of being 3 hours and 9 minutes like they were last year, they're 2 hours and 38 minutes this year. But the issue is people can't get enough beer. because they still cut things off at the 7th inning. So apparently some teams are going to experiment with pushing it back to the 8th inning for last call for alcohol.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're losing money. We talked about this last week when we spoke to the concession folks at T-Mobile, and they were like, I don't know, Major League Baseball is going to lose a lot of money because the games are quicker, and boom, look at this.
Yep, they say, faster games means less opportunity for fans to spend money at the concessions, merchandise, and beer as well. So that's what they're thinking.
See, when I wasn't such a complainer when they ran out of everything. See, now they're realizing there are people like me standing there with money and nobody to give me anything. See?
You know what you should do? You should get drunk and go to a police station and just cause havoc.
I'm going to drop a police radio in every toilet at T-Mobile Park. That's what I'm going to do.
Apparently the Diamondbacks, the Rangers, the Twins, and the Brewers right now are going to be trying out this whole 8th inning cutoff thing. And hopefully it goes well, and that would mean maybe T-Mobile Park will follow suit. Tonight, though, we've got your Seattle Kraken, the final game of the regular season. And how good does it feel to say it's not the final game of the season, because then the second season starts with the playoffs and the Kraken are in it. But tonight they got to take on the Vegas Golden Knights, a very good team. Of course, they did not play very well against them on Tuesday.
Nope.
But this time it's at Climate Pledge Arena.
Yep.
Game starts at 7:30.
Nope.
Come on, that's not cool.
No.
It's going to be on ESPN, though. So you don't even have to have ESPN Plus.
Oh, it's the big game.
Yeah. This is a marquee matchup.
And where are we at points right now?
We have 100 points.
Woo!
I mean, there is a chance if we win, and I believe if the LA Kings lose, since we beat them more in the season, we would be tied in points, but then we would take their spot.
Oh, do we want to do that?
No, I honestly, because right now, if you do that, that means you're taking on the Edmonton Oilers, and the Oilers are still winning.
So Joey Decord then should be in the net.
I'm saying put me in.
Okay, put Steve in the net.
I think it's time to put me in.
It is now time for Steve's e-bug moment. We need to tank the game legally.
I'm not the emergency backup goalie, but I don't even think you put those guys in. I think they still give you a decent chance.
Yeah, we need the e-bug that was really not the e-bug. The first member of the Seattle Kraken, finally, the first one that was assigned to the team.
Yep.
Jerry Bruckheimer gave you the job.
I say all that. I still want to see the team win. You want to go into the playoffs with good momentum. You want to have the team playing well. But if the playoffs started today, they would be taking on not the Colorado Avalanche, but the Dallas Stars.
Wait, how'd that happen?
Well, Dallas just jumped ahead of Colorado because they're on a hot streak. I think they have like a 5-game winning streak.
Oh.
And we didn't play as well against Dallas during the regular season as we did Colorado. I mean, they were close games. A couple went to overtime, 1-1, lost one, lost another game as well.
You're right, Dallas or L.A. I don't know. I guess either way. Either way, we have to win, I suppose, when you think about it.
Dallas or Colorado, you mean?
Well, I'm saying if Dallas keeps it the way it is, wouldn't we be taking on Dallas instead? Like if everything stayed the same as today.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so then it would be either Dallas or L.A. So
no, it would be Dallas or Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yeah,
yes.
We're almost about to surpass LA. That's why LA.
Well, I guess since I'm so confused, I guess the important thing is we have to win, don't we?
It'd be nice to win.
Yeah, winning's good.
Winning is always good.
I mean, when we're in the playoffs, right? Tonight, I don't care what happens, but in the playoffs, we have to win no matter what.
You know who else believes winning is good? The Tampa Bay Rays.
Dude, don't talk to me. Being a Red Sox fan, why you got to bring it up?
Because they beat the Red Sox 9-7. They have now won their first 12 games. They're 12-0 on the season.
See,
That's insane.
Here's the thing. Well, a team is going well. They shut out a team and win 1-0.
Yep.
And then they give up 7 runs and still beat the team. It's like no matter what, everything is going Tampa Bay's way. It is, and meanwhile, if you're Boston, everything is not going your way because, well, you're just not. You're on the short end of all those sticks.
Just when Boston thinks they have the answers, Tampa Bay changes the question.
Oh no, the Red Sox have no answer this season. I mean, I don't know. They keep saying, "Oh, everybody's coming back." Like, yeah, whatever.
Who's coming back?
Well, James Paxton, they're looking at. I know, really, that's what they need. They need Big Papi and they need Pedroia. Yeah, really, they need Carl Yastrzemski. That's who they need to come back. But yeah, I mean, that's why Mariners fans, don't worry about it. You guys, we still have a good shot in Seattle because I think we have a decent team. Meanwhile, I don't think that's the case in Boston.
Hey, as far as weather, we're going to hit a high of 51. It's going to be cloudy today. Thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Septic, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs Report. And that's what's up.
Nice work, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for figuring out all the hockey stuff. And since I have no idea even who the hell's playing anybody.
I know. I'm so torn because you don't want to see your team lose. You want to go into the playoffs with a good win. But then on the flip side, do you really want to take on Edmonton? I mean, also, LA needs to lose as well for any of this to happen. So, I mean, there's still a chance if we win and LA wins, that doesn't matter. We're still the wild card team.
Yeah, the bummer is that for the longest time we were ready to play Colorado, and now you're saying if things ended the way like the way we're today, that Colorado's out of that picture. Now Dallas we have to worry about.
Dallas is the top team in their spot, and Colorado went down one.
Colorado knows. I think they're losing on purpose. They know what's up.
They're just trying to get back at us for all the jokes about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I can't blame them.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Mr. Unlimited.
Yesterday, Steve did get this one wrong.
What is the name of Donald Duck's sister?
Daffy.
No.
Quacky.
No.
Sally.
No.
Daisy.
No.
Yeah, we found out he's got like 46 relatives or something like that. It's insane. Della is his sister. Didn't even know he had a sister. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
Azure Standard presents David's Corner with founder and organic pioneer David Stelzer.
It is certainly true that gratitude is the key to abundance. The more grateful we are for the little things in our life, the small blessings, the more those blessings begin to grow into our life, to make our lives full and rewarding. I am so grateful here at Azure for our wonderful customers and team that I am surrounded with every day. And I feel like every day we get more wonderful people involved in Azure. And I am so excited about that as we're moving forward. And I tell you, today, if you're thinking about the small blessings in your life and you can be grateful for those things, greater blessings will happen.
That was David's Corner, presented by David Stelzer, founder and CEO of Azure Standard, America's premier supplier of organic foods and over 12,000 healthful products. Join our community for free at azurestandard.com.
Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Baseball is back. And the Rock Shop has you covered with the KISW baseball tee. There are 2 3/4 sleeve styles to choose from, man. You want the home, you want the away, Steve. I think you like them both.
I love them both, and rumor has it Jared Kelnick was wearing it yesterday in that Cubs game, and that's why he hit that big home run.
You know what? These are the kind of rumors I like.
Yeah.
Because first of all, they help us sell more shirts, and second of all, it means the M's are winning.
Yeah. If you want to score, maybe on the ballpark, or Joe, maybe you should wear it this weekend.
Hey, you want to score?
I'll let you know how it goes. I think it's going to be good.
I will find out.
We're going to hit a home run.
Oh, I see what he did there.
I'd just be happy if he could get to first base.
Yeah, I think I will be.
I'd be happy if he could get out of the dugout, really.
Go for a bunt.
I mean, seriously. Hey, would you like these baseball shorts, KISW style? They are sweet looking, man. You got to go to the Rock Shop. Check them out at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Happy Friday, Junior. What side note, I've noticed that as you get older, you can wake up with a hangover without drinking a single thing.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Getting old.
Did you stay up late? Is that why?
No, I went to bed at like 8.
Well, I know I have food hangovers. That's something I never realized that is a thing. But more and more as I get older, if I don't eat good food, like I just go off the rails, I do have a food hangover.
Is it like a sugar kind of like
sugar, salt?
Or is it just too much?
Well, I think it's like I'm eating a lot of crap.
Ah,
you know how, because alcohol is like you're putting basically toxins in your system. Having too much sugar and having too much salt is also, I think, a toxic thing to put in your system, having too much of it. And I go crazy with both when I'm like, hey, chips and candies and let's do it. I used to be able to do that when I was younger. But man, I wake up on the next day after that, and I feel like I've been drinking.
Back when BJ was in his 20s, he was just crushing Twinkies left and
right. I was, dude.
Sucking them down.
I miss those days. I could eat what I wanted, and I burned it all off. It was so awesome. Remember those days where it didn't matter what you put in your body? Your body was like, we can deal with this.
I guess this is growing up.
Yeah.
Sad.
Did
you eat? Is that what
I think that
of
was.
course you ate, but I mean, what is the cause of this hangover?
I think it was like, now that you say that, I wanted to treat myself to something sweet, and I had the only sweet thing I had available to me was Cocoa Krispy cereal. So I had a little bit of that for my dessert, and then I went to bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what did me in.
Oh, sugar's so good.
Anyways, let's go on to bigger and brighter things like Beat Migs. We have Sean from Bellingham. Sean, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome, Steve. Get out of here.
Goodbye.
Please.
Head out and bring some candy back with you.
All right.
Here's some candy. There you go.
Oh, what? No.
I have a giant bag of gummy worms in here to keep you awake. But for those playing at home, Sean has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What is the capital city of England?
London.
Yes. What is the smallest unit of matter?
A quart?
Nope.
Atom?
Yes. Nice. The Bermuda Triangle is located in what ocean?
Atlantic.
Yes. What female country singer once lost in her own look-alike contest?
Leanne Rimes?
Nope.
I don't know. Pass.
Who is the male lead actor in the romantic comedy Pretty Woman?
Richard Gere.
Yes.
Nice work.
Which fast food company piloted a chicken-flavored nail polish?
KFC.
Yes.
Cheers.
Which U.S. president had the middle name Milhouse?
Pass.
Who won the World Cup in 2022?
Germany?
No. One, one, two, three, four, five. Correct.
So all of you Simpsons fans that never understood, that is definitely where Milhouse, he was named after that particular president's middle name.
You know who it is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's and if you look at Milhouse, you kind of can see a semi kind of resemblance. At least, or maybe I could be.
Maybe you're projecting it.
I could be.
Okay.
We'll have to put two side by side and see. I do believe Steve will get that answer because he's of the demographic.
I was going to say a well of useless information like the rest of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, Steve is useless, yes. Oh, wait, what? I only heard some of that.
Wow. Sorry, I heard the information part. I'm a wealth of information.
Oh, you're information. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we all hear what we hear.
All right, wealth of information. Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
What is the capital city of England?
London.
Yes.
Hello.
See?
What is the smallest unit of matter?
Inches.
No.
Because that's what matters.
Pass. I have no idea.
The Bermuda Triangle is located in what ocean?
The Atlantic.
Yes. What female country singer once lost in her own look-alike contest?
Dolly Parton.
Yes. Who is the male lead actor in the romantic comedy Pretty Woman?
Pretty Woman is Richard Gere.
Yeah.
Pretty Woman.
Which fast food company piloted a chicken-flavored nail polish?
Chicken flavor. It's got to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC.
Yes. Which U.S. president had the middle name Milhouse?
Richard Nixon.
Yes. Who won the World Cup in 2022?
America.
No.
Spain.
No.
Mexico.
No.
Canada.
No.
Russia.
Happened. We should know this.
Japan.
No. What is the third largest organ in the human body?
I'm going to go with the heart.
Nope.
The lungs.
Yes.
Nice.
Coachella Music Festival takes place in what U.S. state?
California.
Yes.
This weekend, I believe.
I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct. You win 8-5.
Oh, sorry, Sean.
Oh, I know it sucked, but can I give a shout out real quick?
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah, my uncles Brian and Trevor, they're up in Alaska right now, but I know they're listening to the podcast, and I just wanted to say, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Are they fishing?
No.
Oh, boy, it doesn't sound like we want to talk about what they're doing.
What are they up to in Alaska?
Moose riding.
Is it legal?
Yeah. They're jumping on mooses.
Thank you, my man. Take care, Sean.
He doesn't want to tell us what they're doing up there. All right.
Did not answer.
What are they doing now?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to give out a shout, but I do not want to tell you what they're doing because it might be slightly nefarious.
I don't know if that's the right song to play. They might be taking some people out.
The Alaskan mob should not be trifled with.
Sounds some kind of northern exposure kind of thing, if you ask me.
Yeah, because they said Portland, like, oh, they're going to a strip club. But I don't think they're going to a strip club in Alaska.
I don't know what
strip club in Alaska. I think we had this conversation.
Yeah, we did. What else do you do in Alaska besides fish and I don't know, hang out with Sarah Palin? What else do you do?
Yeah, eat moose burgers.
I know. People in Alaska are probably going, "You're such an idiot." But I mean, that's the thing I know about Alaska. I am going to be going on a cruise, so I might learn more about Alaska. But otherwise, I don't know a damn thing.
Well, if you go to Anchorage, you definitely need to check out the Great Alaskan Bush Company.
And that's the strip club.
Have you been there, Vic?
No, but it's a strip club, and I just love Great Alaskan Bush Company.
I hope they only serve bush beer there.
That is a great name for a strip club.
Do they have T-shirts? I feel like we've had this is deja vu.
But it's we
definitely had this conversation.
Yeah, we were talking about
this one.
And I'm certain I asked if they had a T-shirt.
Yes, you did.
Time. Like, I'm ever going to wear that. Where am I going to wear the Great Alaskan Bush Company T-shirt?
And I think the name is so
the greatest shirts.
like after 1990, I think the name needed to be changed since pretty much the performers were not representative of the name.
But I feel like in 2023 it's come back.
Oh, it is coming back. So the Bush Company's coming back.
Well, I mean, yeah. Some don't. But
you're right. I have noticed. I don't know how I've noticed these things, but yes, the Bush Company's coming back.
They have some great shirts.
See, you said that last time.
The hoodie. I like the hoodie.
I like the beer koozie.
The beer koozie is just like
it's 3D breasticles.
Yeah, it is
3D boobs.
Yeah, who doesn't like 3D boobs?
Oh my God, I really want the one with the chick on a sexy bike with the Alaskan flag, the mountains in the back, and a roaring cocaine-looking bear.
Yeah, that's a great-looking shirt. I look at the hat that just has the silhouette of a dancing girl, and I'm like, who pulls that off? Because everywhere you go, people go, you're that guy, right?
I feel like that's a single guy that's doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but What about the one that says, ride them hard, ride them fast? Oh, gosh, I can't say the rest.
Okay.
Put them away?
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, yeah, put them away in a particular condition.
They're talking about fishing, right? Yes,
okay.
of course.
Well, yeah,
fishing,
catch and release.
There's a fish and a nude lady on top.
And it's got like full nudity on it. Like, where are you wearing this one?
Where are you wearing that? It's the same
Family
place.
gatherings?
The same place where that guy with the hat's going out to get the ladies.
I feel like there'll be a guy in my gym that would wear that.
Yeah.
Same guy has the boner donor shirt on.
Maybe I should start rocking that look. Why? Nothing else is working for me in life.
That's your lane.
That lane, my new lane.
That's very few people's lanes.
Oh, look at Vicky. Now all of a sudden she's got lanes. See, Steve? Everyone's got lanes when I want to start rocking the booby hats.
I gotta say, though, I like the classy one, the one with the girl that's modeling it without any pants on.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like it's a silhouette of the building. It just says the Great Alaskan Bush Company.
See, she knows what's up.
That's their legend hoodie.
And all you need is the hoodie. She is proving you don't need anything else, just the hoodie.
I'm trying to see closer. World famous for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the only one, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we have to go to the great...
Let's go to Alaska.
Here's the problem. The problem is it's probably just a normal place, but they are so overhyping it with this site that we just want to go.
Well, just the name alone is great.
And the merch is great. The merch really is great.
I still kick myself. I had that one opportunity, but I think we were doing Pain in the Grass, or we were at the radio convention where a company in Alaska wanted to fly me out to wrestle there.
Oh, and you could have gone.
And I was like, that would have been amazing. Although I heard that the actual event did not go very well. So, I mean, I didn't miss out. Like, they put them in, it was at like a fair, but they put them in like the back of the fair and had no signs promoting where it was.
Oh, that ain't good.
So, like, there's a bunch of people at the fair, but nobody knew the wrestling was happening. And it was like, it's an own enclosed space. So, like, you couldn't even, like, walk by and be like, oh, that's something.
No.
Yeah.
That's gotta. I know doing comedy with a room full of nobody there is tough to do. So I don't know how it is for wrestling.
It's way more painful.
Yeah,
because you don't have that adrenaline of everybody yelling and screaming. So then all of a sudden, everything when you get dropped on the mat and you get hit with things, you're just like, oh, I actually feel this, because there's no like, oh, there's all these people cheering or booing.
I mean, I take it personally because you're on stage, and I remember this early in my career. This is why I stopped doing comedy. I was in Binghamton, New York. There were 4 people. There were 4 people in the club, and I'm like, who am I doing this show for? I mean, it's just these people. It's almost like doing a podcast and you only have 4 listeners. You go, well, I know you're out there. It's Jimmy, Joey, and Freddie. That's all I got. If you're live streaming or something, you know who's there. They're the only ones there. If you're Facebook living, that's all you got.
At least you can personalize your jokes and like actually refer to each person by name.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Eventually that's what you have to do. But with wrestling, I don't know how. I mean, you still like if you do a Broadway show and there's only one person in the crowd, I guess you still, all right, we'll pretend the whole place is filled.
I know, this is a good chance for us to work on some new stuff.
Yeah, all right.
The worst was, I remember when my old band, we did like a little mini like West Coast tour when I was like in my mid-20s. I think we did this, and we were like so excited because we had some good shows coming up, and then San Francisco and all this. But we finally locked in a date in Portland. We're like, and we played a punk rock bar. And there was maybe like 8 to 10 people there.
Oh, boy.
And we were not a punk rock band. Like, we had a pop punk vibe, but like, it was mostly like, just like a noisy rock band. And this punk audience of like 8 to 10 people did not like us. So they turned their backs.
Oh, they turned their backs on you?
Their backs and just like talked to each other.
Oh.
As we're playing. And I was like, I never felt more just useless.
That is crushing.
Like, I looked at my bandmates and I'm like, let's just skip out and just not get paid. Like, it was just like, this sucks.
Dude, I mean, I've had people heckle me and say horrible things, and you can hear them since there's nobody in the room. But I think that's worse.
I've never experienced that before. We've played in front of shows where there was 3 people, and people didn't
turn the backs.
They at least looked at you.
Yeah, that. I think that is the ultimate, like, F you, boys.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's that was like an effort to like be like, no, I don't even want to look at you.
How do you have the will to live at that point? Like you said, how do you sit there and go, wow, they're not even paying attention to us. It's they're not even saying we suck. We don't even matter to them anymore.
That was a rough drive from Oregon to California after that.
Oh, man.
This is awful.
Dude.
Why are we doing this? This tour, this quote unquote tour is off to a terrible start.
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, dude, I feel for you, man. That sucks.
It was Thousand Stars. And then we get to play a show in California with this band. There was an AC/DC tribute band called like Whole Lot of Roses. A couple friends were in the band. They were all female and they were awesome. And we're playing the show and the place is packed. They're like, all right, Redemption. They're like, oh, but there's a band that they're going to go on. Then there's another band and then you guys. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. But we were like excited because we're going on right after them and we're going to have a good audience. This is going to be amazing. The band after them were like this weird, like avant-garde, like noise project. I don't even call it a band.
Boy.
It was very like, what is happening? And it drove out the entire room.
Oh, no.
I'm not kidding you. I had an actual tear come down my eye. I was like looking at my bandmates like, why did we do this? This is the worst experience of my life.
This is so bad.
Like, we are just destined to not have a good show.
Why would they? I mean, I guess you book what you book when you're like a venue like that and you don't even know about like making sure everything is in harmony.
Yeah, the AC/DC cover band, they were just like, we're so sorry. We had no idea there was a band between us. And the club booker, that's just how he made it happen.
Oh, that's so, I you know that in comedy too, where it's just like, you've got to really have acts that are somewhat similar because if you kill the crowd, oh man, there's nothing worse than that too. I've had headliners look at me and say, thanks.
Yeah.
Because I've gone out and had a really bad set and the crowd's hating life and the headline. There's some headliners that don't care. They love it because they know they can bring them back and so that makes them even look like big heroes. But some headliners, oh man, they hate you. They give you those, like, you know, when you go up and you go, here's Jimmy, and you go hug each other and thank. A lot of times there's a F you suck, you've ruined the whole show for me, like in that exchange.
You're supposed to warm the crowd up, not freeze them cold.
So whenever you see anybody hugging and everything, you never really know if that's a wonderful embrace or if the guy is going, you are the worst ever, you've ruined my life, I hate you, don't ever open up for me again in comedy.
Never do this comedy thing again.
Oh, I've had that happen to me so many times where the guy will go, you suck, I will make sure you're never on stage next time I come to town. I'm like, good, have a good set. Everybody, Jimmy, here he is. Who hates me? Here's Jimmy. Oh, man. Oh, God, Steve, you're bringing back memories of horrible stage.
No, you remind me of who? Nobody. You suck.
Oh, it's so bad. Hey, there's a 5-year-old that cost her mom $4,000. All because, well, she let her daughter play with her phone. I'll tell you what happened at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
At Columbia College, you can invest in your future without sacrificing today. Online, in-class, and virtual options save you time and money. Take the first step toward earning your accredited degree. Classes start soon. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Let's go back to the great state of Massachusetts, my old stomping grounds.
Debatable.
I mean, really, when you think about, yes, it's close to New York, but otherwise, it's so much better. Please don't judge us based on New York. Thank you.
The only thing you have that's good is clam chowder.
Oh, all right. Well, at least you give us something.
That's all you got. Yeah.
Thank you.
And cream pies.
There's two things now.
The Boston cream pie.
There's
the Boston cream.
Yeah, because I think every state has their own cream pies.
Yeah. No, I've never tried the Washington cream pie.
Oh, the Washington cream pie's got cherries.
I was going to say, is it cherries?
Yeah, of course. So Jessica, she's from Massachusetts, and she let her 5-year-old daughter play with her phone during a car ride, and she discovered that her daughter
had spent nearly $4,000 buying various items. And here's Jessica and her daughter talking about what she bought.
She ordered 5 pink motorcycles, 5 blue motorcycles, 10 pairs of cowgirl boots, and a Jeep.
He just pressed all buttons, and he pressed a brown button.
Oh my God! It's smarter than you realize. Like I even watched Tatum at 3. Like if you just hand her the phone, like she's able to figure stuff out.
Yeah, you really can't give a kid a phone.
No,
because think of their world. It's like Santa all the time. What? I just press this and magic. This will come to my house. This is fantastic.
Like I was messaging someone on Facebook. I was writing them back, and then she saw she clicked on something while I was on and it ended up sending one of those animated poop emoji things. And it wasn't like someone I would send an animated poop emoji. Thank goodness you can unsend something. But then you just unsend something and it says that.
Yeah, Steve unsent a poop emoji.
So then I was like, hey, dude, sorry, I unsent a thing. If you wanted my daughter hit him an emoji just to say no.
Oh, and then you just sit there, why am I in this text conversation? Because of this kid. Yeah, I think of my kids because Joey loved buttons. And if there was any way at all he would have access, forget about it. He ruined every video game I played. I tried to have him on my lap and play a video game, and every time I got killed because Joey's like, this button seems like the right one.
One of my favorite things to do as a kid was to bang on that keyboard. So if he had a phone, I would have ordered everything on that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. My daughter knows what Amazon.com, that app looks like.
That's not good.
And then she sees things that probably will just show up that she knows that she likes. And she'll just start buying now.
And thank goodness Amazon, being a great company, said, yeah, well, we see that this was not intentional. We will take back all the items. We'll refund you your money.
That'd been funny if they're like, oh, well, sorry, you're SOL. It's your fault for giving her the phone.
So you got to wonder now, like when I was growing up, you get punished for this. There's no way. Even though they shouldn't have given me the phone, my parents were always like, you should have known better. I don't care how old you are, and I don't care if I was the one that put you in the position. You will be punished. But Jessica was like, no, she wasn't going to react that way.
I did tell her that maybe if she behaves and she does some chores around the house, that we can get her a bike that's more geared towards her age range. A little slower, maybe.
Yeah, because it was like a nice-looking, speedy-looking BMX bike, it looked like.
Well, yeah, look, if the kid knows what's up, she's like, all right, look, I don't know when I can use it, but I know I will use it. Let's get it in there.
Man,
I love this kid. And Joey Dees, I remember Joey Dees, he helped me understand this because it was like 10, 11 years ago, we were at a place with a little kid and he saw the kid on the iPad. It was his like second cousin. And you were like, what?
Watching a 2-year-old use an iPad is wild because they blow through the games. Like the second they're done with their truck game, they're like, oh, I want a helicopter now. They open a new app and it's easy for them.
Yeah. Well, they just absorb when they're watching you. Like they see how you're navigating on your phone. Like there's no way I'm letting Tatum touch the phone.
Oh yeah, no, definitely put locks on everything because my little brother, he knows YouTube. He's known YouTube since he was like 1. He knows how to find it. He knows the logo and refuses to do the YouTube Kids. He's like, it's not the same.
God, I miss the ability to do that.
But he found out yesterday, like we have one of those little vacuum cleaner robots, and he got an ad for one. He's like, oh look, and he was looking at all the different ones you can buy based on this ad, and he's like, I want this one. I'm like, yeah, no, we need to lock that up better.
Yeah, we do.
Because they're like, oh, that's cool. Let me just hit the button. I can't read. This looks cool.
Although my daughter was trying the whole time trying to find the Snapchat app because she wanted to make her face look like broccoli.
Oh yeah, you don't want her on Snapchat.
I mean, go ahead. She can have fun with it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, as long as she's not posting without you.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty funny if all of a sudden everyone sees my Snapchat feed, which I never use, but all of a sudden there it is, and there's just Tatum with broccoli heads and she's looking like a dog or a donkey.
Actually, I think that's a great idea. You should just let her take over your social accounts.
At first, I was like, she's coming to like, Daddy, I want to be broccoli. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, what do you mean you want to be broccoli? And say on your phone. I'm like, oh, that Snapchat. Like, we haven't done that in months, and now she remembers.
She's back at it, buddy.
You gave me that idea. The little brother calls it the funny faces game.
Oh, dude, you could spend so much time with them on those things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just howling. I think it's the funniest thing. I actually am too, laughing.
Yeah, the irony is that I'm having difficulty like learning about my phone, and the idea that your daughter probably knows more about the phone than I do is very sad, but very true.
Now, It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So, of course, we're talking about this because of a 5-year-old that bought $4,000 in toys on her mom's phone. Based on this, we want to know, when did your kid cost you some serious money? Wow, I have a recent story about that. Or when did you do something that cost your parents money? 206-803-ROCK. We got your calls, we got your texts after Alien Ant Farm on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a 5-year-old that you can check out the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com because it's adorable. I mean, because it's not your kid and not your money. This 5-year-old bought $4,000 in toys on her mom's phone. So we want to know, based on this, when did your kid cost you some serious money? Or maybe it was you. When did you do something that cost your parents money? 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text, 206-803-ROCK.
Someone texted in saying my dad put his credit card on my Xbox so he could get so I could get the new map pack for Halo. Well, he forgot to take it off, so I racked up over $400 in downloadable songs for a Rock Band and Call of Duty as well. When he found out, he was pissed, and he had me repaint the whole outside of the house, 2 stories, and I had to sand and scrape before painting. Lesson learned.
Damn, dude. Mm-hmm. That's a lot cheaper than he would have had to pay to paint the house.
Yeah, if you did a good job, he'd save some money.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, download whatever you want. I'll just make you do more chores.
Yeah, man. Wow. I had to paint. My dad used to always want us to paint. That's a sucky job.
My friend has a bunch of kids, and he always has to buy those Fortnite skins. But apparently one of his kids took a screenshot while his dad was putting on the credit card in for the game so they could save it for later.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because his dad would only buy him like one a month, and he's like, well, I need the new one, otherwise I look like an idiot. And I'm like, oh, that's not going to go over well.
Did he get caught?
Oh, he got caught. He got caught like, I think, a month and a half later because...
Was he buying too many?
Well, no. Ironically, he saw the skin that he wouldn't buy his kid, that he was using it. Like, it was a Spider-Man one. So he's like, wait a minute. I didn't buy you that. Almost like buying a toy, getting caught.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dude, he flipped a lid. It was so funny. He, like, threw the guy's PlayStation out the window.
You know, not honestly, I would just assume, like, my dad's not paying attention to what the skin looks like. He's not going to even realize it.
And they're not that expensive. They're like $5 or $10, so he won't know.
Right.
It turns out, yeah.
Dude, that is basically what scammers do. They like, that kid's a scammer in waiting. You take a little bit of money out of somebody's account. If people aren't paying attention, you could be living off them for the longest time.
And that's how we got all of our ice cream during the summers. Like I told you, we would embezzle money from our dad's, like, on top of the dresser drawer. He kept all of his coins. So, like, we would get a chair and go up to the top and just steal quarters. Like, not a lot, like a couple here, a couple there, but then it all adds up. And next thing you know, strawberry shortcake ice cream bar.
But did he ever notice?
He never said anything.
So you guys must have been really good to be able to keep it at the same level.
Yeah, we didn't get to. We didn't let it corrupt us.
See, I did similar to what you did, but it was noticeable because that baseball card habit, man, it's an addiction. You can't just buy one pack.
You just unlocked a memory, Steve. We used to do the same thing. My mom had this giant Sunny D container, and my parents used to be servers, so they would have a bunch of change at the time.
Yeah.
But my dad also had a Crown Royal bag filled with 50-cent pieces that he would get tipped with, or any kind of fancy coin he would just save. We found those. We found out they were currency. And, the ice cream man got a lot of 50-cent pieces.
And did he ever find out?
Yeah, he was not happy.
Oh.
Because he was saving those.
Look at Steve. Steve and his brother, man. You and your brother, I should have consulted you guys. I wish I knew you because I got caught too.
We were good at embezzling.
See, you had good impulse control. Eventually you could realize, my dad would walk in and go, okay, the jar is like, there's a quarter full. Yeah. I know it was at least a half full, all right? Even though it was really 3/4 full. That's how much damage I did to it. Let's go to Penelope. Our buddy Penelope in Los Angeles, listening on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, Odyssey. Hey, Penelope, welcome to the show.
Morning, guys.
What's up, girl?
How's OnlyFans treating you?
It's going really well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Penelope, I just like asking that. So if someone doesn't know your backstory, they're like, "Why is Steve asking a random person how their OnlyFans is going?"
Yeah, she's
okay.
You're an official, unofficial supporter of this show, and for some odd reason, Steve said it wouldn't happen, but for some odd reason, the sales department doesn't. I can't seem to get you as a sponsor on the show. I don't know why.
Yeah, we tried. It's just not going to happen, BJ.
I don't know what they. I feel like you have an American industry that's legal, but okay.
And then I shared the content with them, and they're like, "Wow, this is fantastic. We cannot wrap our hands around it."
You know, I'm more than happy to send out a social media package as to how maybe we could even just support each other by retweeting and answering your guys' morning question every morning, stuff like that. Shoot, I can send something out for some ideas.
Yeah, I really am just trying to get money out of you. That's all.
I stopped listening when she said package. I forgot what you said. I'm sorry. All right,
Penelope. So
let's act like
adults. Were you the parent, or were you the kid that caused the parent so much money?
Oh, God, I was the kid. Yeah, I cost my parents a lot of money, actually, by swallowing money, literally by swallowing a quarter.
How many quarters did you swallow?
It's literally just one, so just hear me out, right?
Oh, okay.
What happened was, it was just the one. I got my first swing and a hit in my first baseball game. My dad said that he would give me a quarter every time that the ball made contact with the bat. As long as it wasn't a foul, I got a quarter. So got my first quarter ever. I was super excited later that night, and I wanted to go to sleep with it. So my mom said, well, Kate, hold on to it. Just don't put it in your mouth. I was like, what? Of course I wouldn't put it in my mouth. So naturally, of course, as soon as she left, I got curious and I put it in my mouth. So I put it in my mouth, and it went straight down the pipe, and all of a sudden I just couldn't breathe.
Oh,
so
damn.
I got out of bed as quick as I could. Yeah, I got out of bed as quick as I could, ran down the stairs. I looked at my mom. She's at the couch, and I'm just doing I'm patting on my chest, trying to show her I'm choking. She runs over. She tries to do the Heimlich. That doesn't work. She tries to stick her fingers down my throat to try to make me throw up. That didn't work. I threw up, but it still was stuck in there, just barely kind of upward.
Damn.
Here's I was barely breathing, yeah. So my parents had to take me to the ER, and that cost a few $1,000s. Just one single quarter out.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough.
Yeah, sorry, Mom.
Oh, man.
Dang.
See, when you tell kids not to do something, that is just like, don't do that. Just don't put it in their heads.
I thought I was smarter than that, though, Like you said, don't put it in your mouth. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Swallow it?
There's so many jokes.
Yeah, I know. Penelope, I guess this is, I mean, you're in the business you're in maybe because, you just can't stop putting quarters in your mouth. I think that's really, really, when you
it's more than just a quarter now, BJ.
Yeah, well.
It involves,
Yeah, pretty much it's the whole bank.
You're out, Penelope.
That's the whole bank. Penelope, thanks for listening. Thanks for being there. Oh, man, $2,000 and a quarter. And again, if mom didn't say anything, would that have happened?
At first we said that, now having a kid, I'm like, yeah, I could totally see my kid wanting to be like, I want to go to bed with this thing, even though you're like, well, it's a quarter. Why would you want to go to bed with a quarter? But it's like, there's something special about it because you earned it.
And she said that she was incentivized by her father. Every time the ball was put in play, fair, she'd get a quarter. I would like to basically suggest to Scott Service that you make that same deal with every Mariner player, that you'll give them money if they can put the friggin' ball into play, because good things happen when you put the ball in play, people.
That's actually what's happening. Jared Kelenick's dad has said, hey, every time you put the ball in play, I'll give you a quarter.
Yeah, good for him. Oh, man. Well, that's Penelope. Hey, Steve, I don't know if you know this, but people are revealing the most common stereotypes for every U.S. state. So how about the great state of Washington?
Oh, there we go.
What's our stereotype? Well, I'll tell you. It's 747 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision. because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Hey y'all, it's Garth. I love the country music family. I love the country music family of artists and the country music family of songs. Some of the greatest artists to ever grace music are under the flag of country music. And some of the greatest songs in music history are under the flag of country music. The Big 615, you're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. And I think the country music family is one of those families that is very inclusive and wants both the established artists and the new artists to be side by side in this thing we call country music.
Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Recently, a Reddit user asked people, hey, share some of the stereotypes associated with your state. Ooh. And so, of course, you had everybody from all the different states out there. And so people are like, all right, let's do it. And so Washington, a lot of folks weighed in on Washington. And, of course, Oregon is part of this.
Okay.
So I think I want to read Oregon first.
Okay.
Since actually it's so bizarre that Washington references Oregon, at least with the people sharing the stereotypes.
Well, I get it, Pacific Northwest. Some people kind of lump the two together.
And look, let's be honest. As much as it saddens me to say this, but knowing all my friends all across the country, Oregon and Portland really became a destination for a lot of folks. It just became very iconic, if you will, hipster iconic. And so I had relatives caring more about, hey, man, I'm coming to the Pacific Northwest to go to Oregon. How far are you from there? And it's like, everything's Portland, Portland, Portland.
Was it Portlandia that made that happen?
Probably. I would say you're right about that, Steve.
Okay.
I mean, Portlandia surely put a highlight on Portland. And just and that show is such a great show. At
so
least
we need to have our own like Washington-based show, like Puyallup.
Puyallup. I thought Frasier was the last one.
I know, that's so dated.
I mean, there are other shows that are. I think there is another show somewhere that's based in Seattle. I can't remember what it is, but it's currently going on. It might be a sci-fi show.
Well, that Stumptown show that was actually kind of fun. I don't even know if it's happening anymore.
That's Portland.
That was
yeah, it got canceled. I think after the first season.
I didn't even know the story behind why Portland was called Stumptown until that show, and I had to look it up. I was like, that's kind of interesting.
And that was actually based off a comic.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
It's a good one.
The comic is great, by the way. So here we go. Oregon. What is the stereotype of Oregon?
Steak and boobies.
Yeah.
No, that's your Oregon.
I think that's anyone that I know that talks about Oregon always goes back to the A crop.
Okay. What does that say about the people that you know?
They have fine taste in steakhouses. And they help people get through college.
This is on Reddit. And also,
Reddit's the place of highfalutin people?
Also, I know other people that have talked about why they want to go to Oregon, and none of my people have said, I'm going to go because of the Acropolis.
Well, what does that say about your people?
It says that they're not booby people, I guess.
No, they're just not, smart with their money.
Okay.
No.
And appreciate beautiful women.
Or maybe they're just vegans and they like Casa Diablo butter.
That's fair.
Okay, so the two of you...
Never been to that one.
Interesting people.
It's okay.
That's not what people are saying about Oregon.
Donuts.
No. I mean, granted, at least Voodoo Donuts.
I like how you seem so disgusted by my choices.
Well, because there's obvious choices. But again, because you got your head stuck in a donut and an Acropolis steak, which sounds like a wonderful place to be.
It's 3 for 3 so far.
Thank you, Trailblazers.
Okay, the Trailblazers are not. They're not a good. When would have they ever been a good team? They haven't been a good team.
That's all they got.
That's all they got. The Acropolis, Donuts, and the Trailblazers, and the
funky
Timbers.
Carpet at the airport.
They are known for that. The airport is famous for the carpet. I'll give it that. Here's what people say on Reddit: the stereotype of Oregon: hipsters and socialists and crunchy granola people.
Oh, I like mine way better.
Well, yours seems to be a lot more positive.
Crunchy granola people.
Because these aren't positive. I guess stereotypes usually aren't positive, but yeah, nobody ever says, hey, gotta love those hipsters and socialists in a positive way. Usually it's very pejorative when they talk about folks like that. And crunchy granola people, when have you ever said, you know what I'm looking for? A crunchy granola person, because I value them as people.
That's what Joey has on his Tinder profile, looking for a good crunchy granola woman.
I'm actually soggy oatmeal man.
Oh, okay.
Looking for crunchy granola woman.
Okay, well, soggy oatmeal man. There's a phrase.
I do say hipsters is a very good stereotype for Oregon.
Yeah.
Because I go there every month, obviously, with the wrestling stuff, and you just kind of drive around, and it's a very hipster vibe.
Definitely. And also the crunchy granola, I would say the same thing. Because they're a city that doesn't want to feel like a city. They really don't want to be a city.
I always joke, and I mean this in a good way, because I still look back on late 90s, early 2000s Seattle, and I really loved living in Queen Anne and also in Wallingford. And when I go to Oregon, I almost still get that vibe of how it was in the Wallingford area back in the early 2000s. It's got that kind of fun, college hipster vibe to it.
And when you have a smaller city, which Portland is, you basically have a vibe of the city, and because it's smaller, that pretty much is the predominant vibe. Whereas a city the size of Seattle, you will get that vibe and more. That's what I tell everybody. They go, why should I come to Seattle? I go, look, whatever you love Portland for, you'll get that and more.
Yeah, it's if you like Portland, come to Seattle. It's more expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Portland, but more expensive. There you go.
Here's the stereotype for Washington. Now that we've talked about Oregon and being hipsters and socialists, crunchy granola people, here's Washington.
Okay.
And this would sucks because we're basically using somebody else's state to identify ourselves.
So we're just more high-priced crunchy granola people?
Yeah, it says Oregon's slightly saner and even rainier. Get it? Mount Rainier's cousin.
Okay.
Which I get when you look at Mount Rainier, the spelling, it is Rainier.
Yeah,
but there was a dude named Rainier, and I used to think that's what it was. Is people who they named the mountain Rainier, but they have a fancy way of saying it, like J.C. Penney. But no, actually, there was a dude named Rainier.
See, it's funny because when I think of Seattle, my first thought was grungy, but those days are kind of gone.
They're way gone.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. That's back when Seattle was cool, man. Yeah. But I would say tech.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah,
and
all the .comers.
And the thing that we're known for is rain. So that's what they put down. Rainy and tech companies, I get, is a very accurate way to describe this area if you have to nutshell it.
Or as we joke about, we call them the Amazombies. If you ever go around South Lake Union,
the Amazombies,
everybody
nice.
looks like a zombie walking around with their little neck lanyard badge, and they're all just kind of on their phone, just kind of walking around aimlessly, they're tech zombies.
Yeah.
They're not going to eat your brain. They're going to eat your hard drive or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I like Oregon's slightly saner and even rainier cousin. I think that's true. I think we are a little bit more. We're a bigger city, therefore. Look, I know Portland hates us anyway, so I feel like no matter what I say, they're not going to like me. But I do think we are a little bit more adjusted. We're a lot more well adjusted.
Portland doesn't appreciate greatness. Every time I go down there,
yeah.
And I standing at VFW Hall in front of hundreds of people, and they boo me because I'm from Seattle.
Yeah, well, that's...
And they sing, "Oh, go back to Seattle." And I'm like, I will. I will go back to
Seattle. There's a great reason to go back to Seattle.
As soon as I beat this guy in the ring, I'm going back to Seattle.
I know, and it's so funny. Go back to a better place, please.
Yes.
Okay. And look, Portland's fine, but it's
I legitimately love going to Portland.
Yeah, but it's like you said, I can go to a Portland vibe here. So why go to Portland?
Steak.
Okay, when you're freaking Acropolis.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
Oh, the food trucks are better in Portland?
They
Really?
have so many good food trucks.
I don't know. I haven't experienced it.
I haven't been in that area, so I don't know if it's still rocking like it used to, but there was a time where there was like a couple blocks of just like, they're not even food trucks, they're like these like food shacks that like are just like posted.
Food shacks?
They're just standalones on the street. Like they don't move.
It's like a flea market, except all food trucks.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
Whatever you want, they've got a little food shack for you.
That's wonderful. But I have a bias, and I'll tell you what the bias is. I'm going to be quite honest.
Oh, please, no, don't lie to us.
You're such a douche. Since you didn't want me to lie to you, I'm just going to come out and say it. You are such.
I'm going to be honest, as opposed to the last 3 hours of the show.
No, I haven't been honest. Listen, here's the deal. You've got a person like me tries to be kind to Portland, but I'm going to be honest. I am, because here's the thing. I've often thought we would have a great show for Portland. I've talked to our company and said, I feel like, look, we're Pacific Northwest, it'd be a great vibe. And look, the wise people that work for our company have told me how much Portland hates Seattle. So it doesn't matter how good of a show you have. They will hate you. I mean, they had the Mark and Brian show, and it did really well in Portland. But again, that's because they were from L.A. You would think they would hate L.A., but no, they actually hate Seattle more than they hate any other place in the country. So if you'll notice, there's never going to be you'll try it, but apparently no show from Seattle could ever be successful in Portland. And I take that personally because I feel like, what, you're not even going to give me a chance just because you hate the city I'm in, even though I'm probably going to give you a great radio show? That to me...
Emphasis on probably.
Yeah, I said probably.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, and so I don't want to make enemies because our company does own some stations down there, so I'll be kind, but I just tend to think that we would be better than anything they have down there.
Well, isn't that nice of you?
I do, and so that's why I have a bias. I'm not saying I'm right. My therapist...
I'll go full hardcore Portlandian man. I'll embrace the timbers.
I don't think we have to.
I'll piss off everyone in Seattle then.
Yeah, I mean, look...
What if I become Portland man?
Yeah, I mean, look... I feel like we have some of the same sensibilities. I watch Portlandia, and I think I have a lot of the same...
I like Everclear.
Yeah.
Fun band.
I mean, I'm just saying...
I listened to them the other day.
Whatever they portray in Portland, I feel like I have the sensibilities to get along with those
Andy
folks.
Warhols, love them.
Yeah, so... But the fact that Portland just hates me because I'm from Seattle... Well, then the boss of me comes out and goes, go F yourself then. My city is tons better than your city just because it's a bigger city. We got whatever you got and more. There's nothing Portland has except Acropolis, and that's Washington needs to fix that with the Liquor Control Board. Because we could have Acropolises up here.
I don't know.
We could.
That's a special place even down there. A lot of people consider it to be the greatest place of all time.
I know you guys do, but
like rock stars, like it's like a destination.
All right. What about the Golden Rhino and stuff? I don't
even know what that is.
It's whatever. There was a great Atlanta strip club. I've been to a lot of amazing strip clubs in places. I just can't believe this dive in the middle of wherever is just because they got steak. I feel like
affordable steak.
Wasn't it oh no, that's the Pink Pony in Atlanta.
Okay.
Never mind.
I think I've been there too.
That was a great one.
Yeah, there's a lot of great strip clubs, so I'm not sorry, Portland, just because you serve steak at a reasonable
and
price.
Alcohol.
Well, that's something Washington's a problem. You can get alcohol in a lot of states and get to see nudity. And nakedness too as well, nudity.
Nudity?
Would you like a little nudity with? So I'm going to call it. I'm doing it.
What's that?
I am on a war with Portland.
You're on a war with Portland?
I was with the war with China.
And now it's Portland.
And now it's Portland because I'm tired of hearing how Portland hates me or hates somebody just because they're from Seattle. Go F yourself, Portland, until you really change your ways.
This might not help your cause if you want
I'm
to
never getting down there. You know we're never getting down there.
I don't care if we do or don't. I get down there when I want.
That's why you and I, same career goals.
VFW Hall, great French fries, BJ. You need to check it out.
Okay, I feel like no matter how great those French fries are, probably we can get as good or better French fries here somewhere in Seattle.
I'm not sure. They are worth the wait.
I'm not sure.
They're really good.
Really?
Yeah, they are really
You are
good.
saying better than any? We have so many amazing food places here. You're saying the VFW Hall, which... Nothing against the VFW, but I don't know how a VFW hall can fire out something better than any wonderful cuisine we would have here. Really? You want me to believe this?
I'm telling you, man. The first time I had them, I fell in love with them.
Okay. I you know what? Why don't you go to
Shout out to the North Portland Eagles Lodge.
Okay. Is that another place where you
That's
get
the place. I call it a VFW. But
it's just okay.
It's the North Portland Eagles Lodge.
Well, it's the Eagle people, maybe they know what they're doing. How about
they use eagle tears to cook the French fries? It's amazing.
All right, we started this whole conversation because of the stereotypical qualities that Reddit asked about each state and asked folks, hey, what's stereotypical about your state? And Washington is basically rainy and tech. Oregon is hipsters and socialists and crunchy granola people. What would you say if I said, okay, Florida? What would you stereotypically?
Criminals.
Florida man.
Well, every funny story about a criminal happens from Florida.
Yeah, here's the sad thing. There is some criminality, if you will, mentioned in this theme, but it's only a specific kind.
Drugs.
There you go,
Meth
buddy.
heads.
Meth addicts. That's somebody says, here's what I know Florida. Theme parks, meth addicts, rednecks, Cubans, and copious amounts of alligators, the other senior state.
Well, I was about to say, what about old people from New York?
Well, that's the first one. Retired East Coasters with a special blend of chaos.
Yeah, definitely. Every New Yorker, it seems like eventually not every, but a lot of them eventually end up in Florida.
I still feel like if you want to get a vibe for that, you just watch a Seinfeld episode where you see Jerry's parents who are basically running the HOA of their Florida place.
Oh, yes.
And that is exactly a typical, this is probably what it's like. Old New Yorkers fighting still, even though they're in the Sunshine State and supposedly relaxing.
A few years ago, I'd say bath salt enthusiasts.
Yeah.
We haven't heard many stories about that anymore, though.
Yeah. Colorado, since we love the Russell Wilson state, what do we think the stereotype about Colorado is?
Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah.
Where quarterbacks go to die.
I wish that was it. It should be.
I'd say stoners.
Mm-hmm.
Good call.
Snowboarders.
Mountains and trees.
Yeah, tree huggers.
You guys, in your description, have described pretty much the first one, which is mountain Californians with somehow even more weed.
Yes.
Yeah, and the next one is obnoxious stoners, which is interesting. I agree. There is something about the arrogance of a Coloradan, and maybe because they're always first in us. Like, I felt like we should have been the first state to legalize weed, and we weren't. Colorado was. And then
You're very angry towards other states.
Well, I want to be number one, man. You know, who doesn't want to be number one?
You want to be number one with weed, number one with being on the radio?
Yes, I do. I believe we could kick ass down in Portland, and we're just not allowed because they hate Seattleites. So I'm now going to say that we're broadcasting live from anywhere else besides Seattle. We just
So
changed.
the company's like, hey, we do have an opportunity to put you on in Portland. And you're like, no.
Yeah, we're not. I'll say yes. It's just we have to lie about where we're broadcasting from.
Oh. Okay.
That way they won't think we're Seattleites. Because as soon as they find out we're Seattleites, they're going to just say we hate the show no matter how good it is.
And honestly, I was not a fan of Denver. But it wasn't because I wasn't a fan of the people. I had no issues with the people in Colorado. I just didn't like how it was laid out. Like, it was just like, I think we were in the wrong area. I heard that other areas
That's
of
what
Denver
we were told,
were
yeah.
super fun.
How long ago were you in Denver, though? I hear it's gotten really cool.
Oh, it's forever ago.
Yeah, it might have been 15 years ago at least.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so look, like everything changes in 15 years. How about my great state of Massachusetts? Steve, we got New York coming up too. Stereotype from Massachusetts.
Blank holes.
I was going to say that.
Oh, is that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
You know what I was going to say, both of you?
So a weird sense of self-importance, like they're number one in anything that they're associated with.
Wow, that is a very specific stereotype for a state that I happen to be from.
Yeah.
And it's actually very accurate.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
Yeah.
What else is very accurate?
Not capable of beating the Tampa Bay Rays.
No. Oh, that's very accurate.
Yeah. Are these right? Are these the good stereotypes? Or
You mentioned one earlier, Steve, chowder.
Chowder.
Finally, Vicky at least has hit on something.
Oh.
How about this?
Soup?
Massachusetts, they all go to Irish pubs to catch a sports game and eat clam chowder.
Okay.
Which that's not a bad life. I mean, literally, going to an Irish pub to watch a sports game and eat chowder seems like a great one. I mean, that's a great, I'll take that for a state. Or thick accented Patriots fans who can't drive for S and aren't afraid to talk S.
Nailed it.
It's very true.
Yeah.
And, it really is. The driving.
Unhealthy obsession with Tom Brady.
Not there, but okay. Now, are you going to pick New York? Well, Vicky, what do you got for New York? A stereotype. Again, we're going over all the Reddit stereotypes for each state. Washington, of course, we're basically tech people and rainy people.
I was going to say a lot of traffic and very loud people.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Kind-hearted, loud people.
It's BJ's face.
Please.
What?
Will you please?
What?
Your father beat up Santa Claus. Kind-hearted is surely not part of it.
It was self-defense. He broke into our house with
Santa
this.
Claus breaks into everybody's house. It's the whole concept. Your father is not kind-hearted. At least not in that moment.
Well, my father's originally from Massachusetts, so it all makes
that's okay. Well, then there's nothing you can do for the poor man.
He would punch me if I said that, actually.
Here's the stereotype for New York. Gangsters and Wall Street execs who are rude, impatient, and think they are the center of the universe. I rest my case.
My mom, though, still to this day, compares everything to Brooklyn. It's like, if it's not, it's like, oh, it's not as good as Brooklyn. I'm like, Mom, you haven't lived now in Brooklyn for over 5 years. You're now officially from New Jersey. And she's like, no, I'm from Brooklyn. Everything revolves around Brooklyn.
I'm picturing her saying something like, this isn't as good as Brooklyn. You've never had it in Brooklyn. Still not good. Not good enough.
Absolutely.
I love your mom. I have to do this last one, even though Danny's not here. New Mexico. I think this is going to be easy for all of us, which is really sad for New Mexico.
Breaking Bad.
Blue meth.
Bad pizza.
Now, it's interesting because I think a lot of states have this, but I guess maybe New Mexico is known for this. And one we know, definitely. And the other one, I think all southwestern states have this. They're known for, Breaking Bad was number one, also known for turquoise and green chili. We know about the green chili.
I don't know anything about the turquoise.
Well, that is you ever see turquoise jewelry?
Yeah.
It's a very southwestern look. And
that's true. Okay.
I saw a lot in Arizona, so I would be like, oh, it's Arizona, but maybe New Mexico is really like that's what they're known for.
Yeah, it was the Hatch green chili seems to be the thing that since day one, Danny's been talking about it.
Yeah, but how about New Mexico, where Breaking Bad took place, and you're like, that's what we're known for. That's it.
Huh? I mean,
that's about it, really, when you think about it.
We were trying to talk about like TV shows in the Northwest. I mean, a lot of people kept bringing up Grey's Anatomy.
Oh yeah, you're right. I totally forgot that show is here.
And also that new show, is it Animal Control? That's based in Seattle.
Yeah. That's right. I knew there was a show. I thought it was a sci-fi show, but you're right. It is the. Why can't I remember the star? The name. Joel McHale.
Joel McHale, yeah.
I like Animal Control. I know it's been receiving lukewarm reviews, but I really like the show. I think it's a perfect vehicle for Joel McHale, and I like the people on it. But it does take place in Seattle.
And the person said, hey, how about Tacoma FD?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot about Tacoma FD. Is that the
Broken Lizard guys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that?
I've not watched a single episode.
I know.
I've heard it's good. I just haven't watched a single episode.
I got to watch it. I thought so. It's still on.
I believe they're on like season 3.
Whoa, this is bad of me to not pay because I like those dudes.
It's a true letdown.
It's not all 4 Broken Lizards guys though. Lizard guys though.
I think it's just 2 of them. Steve and
Kevin. And Keffin.
Keffernan.
All right, well, there you go. There's your stereotypes for your states. Again, Washington is rainy and tech people, and Oregon is hipsters and crunchy granola people. So there you go. Is that a good thing? Don't know. All right, Steve, another story about AI. And now AI might be trying to scam you in an extremely messed up way. I will tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about, Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
Inside School of Washington is open to all Washington State residents grades K through 12. We have a personalized approach to education. Whether it's college credits with dual enrollment, career readiness, or credit recovery, we will accommodate your family's needs. The 23-24 school year enrollment is open now. Go to K12.com/ISWA. That's K12.com/ISWA to find out more. We've been around for over 12 years, doing online schooling successfully. No tuition fee and a high success rate. The support you and your student need. K12.com/ISWA.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Okay. You know, if you're trying not to be a helicopter parent, you know, you really want to let your kids have more freedom. Stories like this are not going to make you happy because now there's a new scary scam out there. And if you're a parent, you're like, well, I mean, of course, now I got to stay helicoptering again. People are now using AI to clone kids' voices and pretend they've been kidnapped. Jeez, this is horrible.
Okay. All right, we're done. I'm done with this AI stuff. 2023 needs to just like say, you know what, we're just going to pull the plug on artificial intelligence.
I got news for you. I know who's doing this.
Oh, yeah? Elon Musk.
Oh, you know what? Him and Zuckerberg. Because you know what? You'll forget about all the BS at Twitter. You'll forget about all the BS on Facebook if you've got robots running around pretending to be kidnapped.
Here we go. Of all things, I would never even think of this being a thing.
Yeah, and it just happened to this woman in Arizona named Jennifer. She got a call from a weird number, and she picked up and she heard her own 15-year-old daughter sobbing on the other end. And Jennifer was at her other kid's dance class when it happened, and other parents who were listening in, they freaked the F out, and who can blame them? One of the parents called 911 while another one called Jennifer's husband, and thankfully he was like, no, I know where she is. She's cool. Our daughter's fine. And upstairs in her bedroom. So, like, the father's like, no, she's up there right now. She's cool.
Oh, my gosh. That must have been the best news ever. I mean, however long that went, though.
4 minutes.
All right, 4 minutes. That poor woman's having a heart attack.
Imagine, 4 minutes is really, really a long time to believe that your kid has been kidnapped. And you're hearing the voice. The amount of emotional harm that this call has done, I'm telling you, you know how I feel about scammers. This is
a whole other level.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And here's Jennifer talking about getting this terrifying phone call with her daughter's fake voice claiming she'd been kidnapped.
I pick up the phone and I hear my daughter's voice and it says, Mom, I messed up, and she's sobbing and crying. And then I hear a man's voice say, put your head back, lie down. And this man gets on the phone and he's like, I've got your daughter. This is how it's going to go down. You call the police. You call anybody. I'm going to pop her stomach so full of drugs. I'm going to have my way with her and I'll drop her off in Mexico. And in the background, she's going, help me, Mom. I never doubted for 1 second it was her.
The hell?
God, and then just the way he described what was going to happen.
Does it not sound like you need AI Liam Neeson and then get on the phone and be like, I have a certain sentence. It sounds like a plot of Taken.
It's horrible. Yeah.
It's terrible.
That is, and I guess cloning someone's voice is really easy now. You only need a 3 or 4 second clip of them to do it. So even a short TikTok video would be enough. So experts.
Dude, we're apt because then you can clone. We talk for more than 3 seconds, much to the dismay of many people that listen. But
no, we're safe because if somebody said they kidnapped me, people go, "Oh, great."
Yeah, Joe would be like, "Sweet man." Did you have his credit card? Because I need it,
dude. My old radio buddy that I work with, Wheeze, tells a story about how he was kidnapped, and his father said, "Well, keep him." And they were like, "What?" Yeah, what? The father said, "Keep him. I'm not paying you any money for that kid."
Is this a legit story?
It's a legit story.
Wait, when
Wheeze tells from time when he was like a teenager.
And was it like a prank? Like would they try
I don't know. The way Wheeze tells the story is his father was a low-level sort of who knows what he was involved with kind of guy.
Yeah, but so this is his son.
Again, the way Wheeze tells the story is, yeah, go ahead, keep him.
And then so Weezy's like, can you believe my pappy? My pappy was just like, I ain't paying for him.
Did his dad at least think like it was his friends all day? They're trying to just get dad to give him some money and like Weez is in on the scam?
Honest to God, the way Weez tells it, look, I don't know what was really going through his dad's head, but the way Weez tells it is just like, you know what, kid? I'm sure that if I don't, what are they going to do? I think the dad probably was like, look, I am sort of in the underworld, low level. Mm-hmm. So
this is still his son.
But I think he felt like, what are you going to do? You're not getting money out of me. And then now what are you going to do? You got to give the kid back because you're getting nothing. And do you want to escalate your crime even further? So I think it was sort of like knowing like. It was like, yeah, you're not going to do anything with my kid. And he's really not worth a whole lot to you. So you should just give him back.
That's a bluff. I'm not sure if I'd be willing to call. But then again, my dad also, I remember threatening to run away from home because I was unhappy about something stupid, and that's what we did as kids. And my dad, instead of being like, no, he's just like, all right, let's go get a bag for you and we'll pack. And I'm like, what? He's like, you're going to run away from home? We got to get you a bag. Here, take some. And I'm like, at the time, all I had was my little suitcase. It wasn't even a suitcase. You open it up, it's a little record player. Aww. This is what I was going to run away from home with, a record player, so I could listen to like.
So you needed ChatGPT is what you needed. You needed the AI to fake a call to your father.
Like, hey.
I'm on the road, Dad. I'm gone. I'm out there. I'm in Cleveland now.
So when you say, hey, when you get those scam phone calls on your cell, they wait for you just to say hello. Then your voice is sampled. That's why I don't answer the phone.
Yeah, I think at this point, though, like for me, like you said, my voice is, you can get it anywhere you want. It doesn't matter if I say hello or whatever. You can get it anywhere you want.
We have it sampled.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
I'm an idiot.
See? Yeah. What else? That's all you need. Send Daddy the doggy money.
Oh, God. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's a classic.
I'm kidding!
That one there is the one that's going to get me cloned.
No, I think it's this one.
Send Daddy the doggy money. Where's that even from? I don't remember even doing that.
I honestly just typed in BJ in my box, which sounds weird, but it said BJ Daddy Money. I don't remember why we have it and where it came from.
It was when I think BJ just got Bodie, and you're like, I would take Bodie, and you're like, okay, yeah, pay me for the dog. Again, then you said something like, give Daddy the doggy money.
Send Daddy the doggy money. That's right.
Why did you talk to me like that? That's creepy.
Because it's BJ. He is creepy.
Well, there you go. So
I'm an idiot.
Clone the creepiness of me and see if anything, I'll creep out the kidnappers. They'll go, look, we're going to give him back. He's too creepy. Send Daddy the doggy money. So what do experts say? Okay, because this poor woman in Arizona, Jennifer, really thought her daughter was kidnapped based on the cloning of her daughter's voice. Experts say all you can do is be suspicious about any calls coming from a weird number and question anyone who's pressuring you to send money right away. It's scary when your kids are involved because, when they go, don't call the cops, a lot of times you just, I don't know if you can trust the cops to really, make sure your kid's fine. Mm-hmm. I don't, you just tell me, again, I'm watching too many movies.
Yeah.
But obviously, yes. If you don't recognize the number, scammers are everywhere. And the one thing about scammers is that they don't want to be found. So therefore, chances are they don't have your kid. There's no way they're going to take a chance that actually you will do something in order to exchange your daughter for the money where they would show up. So chances are it's a scam.
And when all else fails?
Send Daddy the doggy money. The sad thing is if you live in another country, though, Steve, here's the thing. Other countries do have lots of kidnapping issues.
Eesh.
Other countries do, especially...
But I don't have a passport.
I know...
That's why.
Yeah, is that why? I mean, I know a lot of ball players that are from other countries. That's one thing that they face is that as soon as they get famous in playing Major League Baseball, next thing you know, somebody goes and kidnaps a family member of theirs. It's happened to a lot of Major League players. Not a lot, but, a number of them where it's made the news. So imagine now AI for that. You don't even have to take the person's, you just go, hey, okay,
go on their
baseball
TikTok,
player.
steal their voice.
Yeah, hey, baseball player, send me the money right now. Yeah. And if if your relative's out of country or if your relative's doing something, you don't know their whereabouts.
And the next thing you know, you're...
Send Daddy the doggy money. Again, no one's kidnapping anything that involves... Well, somebody could kidnap my dog. That'd be great.
Oh, man. That'd be great.
It really would.
Poor Bodie.
Because I'd be like, guys, don't have the money? Enjoy the dog. He's a friendly dog.
And they can't kidnap BJ because that just wouldn't work. They'd call, they'd be like, hey, we got your dad, send us the ransom money. I'd be like, you think you've kidnapped him, but it's he who's kidnapped you.
Yep, just wait till he starts asking about your relationship with your father.
And it's all over.
Next thing you know, you're calling us.
Send Daddy the doggy money. Oh, that's right. I'll sit there and I go, so, kidnappers, I have a certain set of skills that will make you cry in 5 seconds.
In 5 minutes, the kidnappers are all crying. talking about their absentee father.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to they'll be like, look, never mind. We'll pay you. Come, please come to this spot. We will give you $50,000 if you promise to take him away from us. All right, there's this thread online where people are talking about the scams that people always fall for. Like,
these aren't kidnapping ones.
These aren't kidnapping ones, but still, they're there. And the one thing about my wife, at least she sends them to me, but boy, oh boy, she sends me stuff all the time it's so sad. It's just like, people go, hey, this account, that account, this account, and eventually they do land on an account that you actually have.
Well, because they hit you in the fear mindset. Even sometimes, and I have to sometimes even catch myself like, I bet like Facebook has reported your blah blah page for inappropriate something, and I'm like, well, I haven't posted something on my Facebook page in almost a year. Okay, but what was it? And then I'm about to your first knee jerk is click on the link. No. And then I look at the email and it's Facebook XYZ6969 at mail.com. I'm like, what the hell?
That is officially the Mark Zuckerberg Facebook address. Yes, that's real.
Facebook XYZ6969.
Very real.
At mail.com or something random.
Yeah, very, very real. You should really take care of that.
Yeah.
So here are some of the examples of scams that people always fall for. And it's a sad thing. Taking advantage of friendliness and gullibility of older people.
Yeah.
That is me. All right, maybe not the friendliness part, but I'm very gullible.
Yeah, you see so many stories like people thinking they're in a relationship with someone they met online. Next thing you know, they're sending thousands of dollars to that person.
Yeah, this just happened. Again, my friend's nephew, he's probably 15, 16-ish, and he just basically got hacked, and all over the place he's telling us about somebody who died. And I think you know this person, and then a little the tear streamy emoji running down your face. And of course that's not from him. And luckily his uncle got to us before any of us could see this and go, but everybody, look, savvy people know this kind of stuff, but I would have been like, that's one I probably would have clicked on. I would have said, oh man, because I know him, and I go, oh wow, who died? They really worded that very well.
If I get a video sent to me or any kind of click this link to watch this video, there's a very good chance it could be a very fine video. I'm just deleting the message. That way I don't accidentally click on it.
Yeah. It's tough on Facebook because you have to click on the bubble in order to get rid of it. So you got to be careful how you click on the damn thing.
Yeah.
In order to, these sons, me, I am so for the death penalty for these scammers. Yes. I really am. I can
at least take their hands off.
Dude, I understand that mentality. I thought this is so barbaric what they used to do to con men basically of the day, cutting their hands off. And now I am like, totally get you. You know what? I understand it because hearing what happened to the Jennifer woman in Arizona where they faked her daughter being kidnapped with the cloning of her voice, I am like, cut their... Oh, man, I want to be there. It's like, I get now why people used to want to be in the streets watching somebody get executed.
Public stoning?
Yes. I'm like, there's so much anger in me about the a-hole kind of person that would do this that now I understand the mentality. Let's all get in the street and see this jerk get what's coming to them. Boy, oh boy, I get that. I'm not endorsing it.
Do we cut the feet too? Because, some people figure out then to use the feet.
Yeah, I think, you know what, Steve? You know me, I'm all about the Game of Thrones punishment.
I don't even know. I don't watch the show. Is there a dragon involved in this?
No, you cut something and you cut it off and then you mail it to their relatives.
Oh, that or this?
I'm talking about the guys.
I was thinking of House of Dragons for what they cut out. No.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that too. Yeah. I'm thinking of the Greyjoy punishment. No. Yeah, Theo, basically.
I think we got a box from HelloFresh, and then you open it up, you're like, hello, no.
Dude, seriously? But I think...
That's not an eggplant.
I think if you know that's your punishment, maybe you stop scamming. It's a horrible... I know it's horrible to think this is the kind of situation, but... What do you do with people like this? Because you'll never find them. So it's like, if we find you, this is what we get to do.
Babe, did you order a corn dog from HelloFresh? No.
I think it's better than the death penalty. They're still alive.
And they got an experience.
And their family gets to see. It's better than a scarlet letter. It's like, here's the scarlet pee-pee.
I'll take the death penalty, man.
Yeah. Oh, you want the death penalty?
Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
Why does Uncle Bob have to be sitting down all the time now? Well,
let's
just say he tried to say that he was a Nigerian prince.
Yeah, that's right. Take away his Nigerian jewels, then, if that's what he's going to do. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Which late British noble has the most places named after her in Canada?
Which late
British
Horton?
noble. No.
Yeah,
Queen Mary.
No.
I don't know. Margaret.
No.
Well, I really thought it was Elizabeth, but no. Queen Victoria apparently is the real deal over there. You want a shot at beating Steve? Okay, you got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do it at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Inside School of Washington is open to all Washington State residents grades K through 12. We have a personalized approach to education. Whether it's college credits with dual enrollment, career readiness, or credit recovery, we will accommodate your family's needs. The 23-24 school year enrollment is open now. Go to k12.com/ISWA. That's k12.com/ISWA to find out more. We've been around for over 12 years, doing online schooling successfully. No tuition fee and a high success rate. The support you and your student need. k12.com/ISWA.
Hey y'all, it's Garth. I love the country music family. I love the country music family of artists and the country music family of songs. Some of the greatest artists to ever grace music are under the flag of country music. And some of the greatest songs in music history are under the flag of country music. The Big 615, you're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. And I think the country music family is one of those families that is very inclusive and wants both the established artists and the new artists to be side by side in this thing we call country music.
Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Baseball is back. The Mariners are on a win streak. Coming back to T-Mobile Park to host a series. I'm excited. So you need to get these baseball tees because that's what did it.
Yes.
We put out these T-shirts, and all of a sudden the Mariners' luck has turned around.
Logan Gilbert wore one under his jersey.
That's the rumor that we're going with.
He pitched better.
And they're a true
gooder.
He pitched gooder.
Yeah.
All because of these 2 3/4 sleeve styles to choose from. And we got the Mariners covered either way. We have a home version and an away version of these Seattle Rock baseball tees. They look pretty sweet. You got to check them out. You want to buy one? You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B Migs. You're a loser.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you, BJ.
Good to meet you too, sir.
I don't know what's happening, so I'm just going to move on to Dan in Seattle. Dan, are you there?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Okay.
He's there.
All right, Steve, get out of here.
Yes, goodbye. Get out, Steve. Just get out.
I don't know what's going on with BJ over there, but for those playing at home, Dan has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
What 1972 movie contains the line, "I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse"?
Pass.
What sport did Hall of Famer Willie Mays play?
Baseball. The Godfather.
Yes and yes. Linkin Park had the 2007 album titled Minutes to What?
Hell.
No.
Pass.
Mount Vesuvius is on what continent?
Europe.
Yes. What distant planet circles the sun every 84 years?
Neptune.
No.
Uranus.
Yes. Singer Kellis said that her what brings all the boys to the yard?
Milkshake.
Yes. What color are the sunsets on Mars?
Blue.
Yes. How many flavors are in a box of Fruit Loops?
4.
No.
1.
Yes. Beginning with U, what is the real first name of Usher?
Pass.
Usher, you could have thrown out a guess.
He didn't do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
too late, though.
Boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct, though. That's not bad.
I hate those trick questions.
That's why I put it towards the end, just in case. If nobody gets it, maybe nobody will get to it.
Don't like it. Same for a friend. Don't like it.
That's why there's the hint. But whatever. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
What 1972 movie contains the line, "I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse"?
The Godfather.
Yes.
Oh, my balls.
What sport did Hall of Famer Willie Mays play?
Baseball.
Yes. Linkin Park had a 2007 album titled Minutes to What?
Midnight.
Yes. Mount Vesuvius is on what continent?
I'm going to go with Africa.
No.
Asia.
No.
Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
What distant planet circles the sun every 84 years?
That would be Uranus, Vicky.
Yes.
Yeah, but what?
Singer Kellis said that her what brings all the boys to the yard?
Oh, it's her milkshake.
Of course.
I'm guessing a strawberry one from Dick's.
Ooh, that's a good one. What color are the sunsets on Mars?
What color? Blue.
Yes.
Nice.
How many flavors are technically in a box of Fruit Loops?
1.
Yes. Beginning with U, what is the real first name of Usher?
Uriah.
No.
Uber.
No.
Ugly.
No.
Trick question.
Is it Usher?
Yes. What is the full moon nearest the autumnal equinox called?
Blue moon.
No. Blue moon. 1, 2,
Don't you love those trick
4,
questions,
5,
Steve?
6, 7, 8. Correct, though. That was a win.
Hate them.
I won, so yes, I don't mind whatsoever.
Sorry, Dan.
No worries. Have a nice day.
You too, buddy.
Why wouldn't I just guess Usher?
I figured, how many U names are there really out there?
I mean, I went to Ugly. I should have said Usher. Why would they name their kid Ugly?
Yeah, it's a problem with that question. I think you have to waste a guess every time and just guess the guy's name.
BJ, I wasted a guess by saying Ugly.
Yeah, you did.
So I
And
might as well.
Uber.
Uber's a good guess.
Is it?
Is it Uriah? Maybe.
Maybe.
Uriah's about as good
Ulysses,
as
perhaps.
Ulysses.
And that's all I got for
Usher
your names.
are the only names I would know.
Yeah, and Usher to me, I mean, until him, I never heard that name as a person before.
Usher, though, that's actually his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
How crazy he used his name in his identification of who he is as a performer.
His stage
Who would have
name
thought
is
it?
his real name.
Who would have thought it?
Yep. What did you think about the other trick question? How many flavors are in a Fruit Loops box?
That's a good one.
As I said, technically.
Yeah, you did say technically, which was a nice hint because I do remember hearing that actually they're all the same flavor.
Yeah, all the colors taste the same.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with that question.
And the other one that you did not get.
So what's the flavor? Is it just fruit?
Fruit, I guess.
I don't know what the flavor is. That's a good question.
It's just Fruit Loops flavor.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Delicious. I love Fruit Loops.
I don't know if there is a particular, like, if it's just all mixed fruit or if it's actually like, a cherry, but they all just go, hey, I don't know about Fruit Loops.
BJ, do you know what the full moon nearest the autumnal equinox is called?
I'm going to say Harvest Moon.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Oh, someone said, I guess Fruit Loops supposedly taste like a blend of orange, lemon, lime, apple, cherry, raspberry, and blueberry. Hence, they're not fruit. They're fruit, F-R-O-O-T.
Yep. Fruit Loops are spelled F-R-O-O-T.
Yeah, that I know, because it's 2 O's for fruit and loop.
Yeah.
But I didn't know they actually had all those flavors in there. Okay. All right, yeah.
I like how they just said everything. It's just like, no, it's just a random, it's like a sugary flavor. Yeah. Really.
I know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do have those flavors, but they're so artificial, right?
Yeah.
And it's so funny on Kellogg's. It says it's a sweetened fruit-flavored breakfast cereal. It's like, oh, thanks, fruit-flavored. Well, what specific fruit are we talking about, Kellogg's?
Yeah.
Tomatoes. No.
Unless nowadays, maybe they will put, hey, made from real fruit juices. I know back in the day, a lot of those things never had any made from real anything. It was just fruit flavored.
So I wonder if you could kind of mess with somebody, like you're hanging out with, like, hey, which of all the Fruit Loop flavors, which one's your favorite? And they, I like the blue Fruit Loop color. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure somebody actually thinks that there's a different flavor for each Fruit Loop.
I did until someone told me it's only one flavor.
To be honest, I did until right this morning.
Yeah. You were today years old.
I was actually today years old when I realized that they're all the same flavor.
Yeah, congratulations to you.
Which is weird because Trix actually is the individual flavors that you just named, but they are the single pieces, so they do taste like what they look like.
Oh, really? So Trix has said, I'll show you Fruit Loops.
Red raspberry, lemony lemon, orangey orange, wild berry blue, grapey purple, and watermelon.
Grapey purple. All right.
Weird. And honestly, I don't like Trix as much as I like Fruit Loops.
Well, that's because you're not a kid.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Silly BJ.
Come on. I'd like to try both to see if, in fact, that you do actually taste the individual flavors like in Trix as opposed to they all just taste like this random thing of fruit. Now I need to do a taste test.
I do think that you will notice that because I remember that's part of why it's just like you get all these different flavors in your mouth, whereas with Fruit Loops, it's just one consistent flavor.
Which is supposed to be all the flavors.
Yeah.
So it's like, it should sort of be the same thing, right? If it's like, it's a combination of apple, blah, blah, blah. And with Trix, you're getting a combination of all of them in one bite, right?
Although I'm reading that somebody Food Beast did a blind taste test and everyone concluded that it was all one flavor. With Trix and Fruity Pebbles. Like, that's what they thought.
Oh,
in a blind taste test.
But Joey D's is saying it's individual.
I'm curious if you can identify all the flavors individually.
I bet you could, because if you put like Fruit Loops in your mouth, whether you do the red one, the green one, the orange one, whatever, it's going to taste the same.
Yep.
But according to what Joey D said, you put a yellow Trix in your mouth, it's going to be lemony as opposed to the grapey grape.
It feels like this is something that we need to get to the bottom of.
I'm all for it.
We need to get some cereal.
Easy to do, Vicky.
And while we're going, of course, you go down this rabbit hole of cereals, and I clicked on like Fruit Loops, but then they show you other cereals, and I forgot how much I loved. Remember Cookie Crisps?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
That was such a funny concept for a cereal. It's just all these little mini cookies in cereal. It's like, is this really cereal, or are we just eating like a bag full of cookies in a bowl of milk?
See, that is the Cookie Monster effect. I feel like everybody loving chocolate chip cookies, and Cookie Crisp said, let's just, we don't care anymore.
It's for breakfast, so it has to be healthy, right?
Oh,
Same with Nutella on toast. Completely healthy.
Yeah.
I did it all for the cookie.
And I mean, now, one part of me wondered, like, is it actually good for you, but they're pretending that, they're getting me to think I'm eating dessert, or are they really just going, here's dessert in a bowl?
Yeah, I think they just said, look, we get it. You kids don't care if it's healthy or not. And here, just have a bowl full of cookies.
Yeah. And again, if it's just a bowl full of high fructose, whatever, maybe that's why we got a little bit of an issue in this country for, our kids running around a little bit maybe more weight than they should. Maybe it started with
So with Cookie Crisp, are you going to blame Cookie Crisp?
I maybe just
Who's
the entire
mascot?
cereal industry, to be honest with you. It's unfortunate to put it on one cereal. I think that when you look at all the sweetened cereals out there and all the stuff, I mean, there's so much. And that's my generation. My generation was the one that started loving all that stuff. So, because I think prior to the 60s, what did you have in the 50s for box cereal? I don't think you had a lot of
Crap.
stuff. Yeah, you had the Corn Flakes, maybe, the Cheerios, but you didn't have all the stuff like Captain Crunch and everything. I think that was the 60s. My generation ruined it for health, but, man, made it great for taste.
Now, I'm going on full-down stoner conversation, but what do you prefer? Do you prefer the Merlin magic guy for Cookie Crisp or like the wolf-looking guy?
Oh, Merlin.
I would say, don't forget, they also had Crooks for a little while, too.
Oh, yeah, the dude.
Yeah, like a little thief.
He was called Cookie Jarvis, and he was a wizard in the Merlin mode, and he magically turned cookie jars into cereal bowls with the wave of his wand. He knew what was and rhyming incants.
Yeah, I think I like the Crook a little better than him, but he's my second favorite.
This is a magic trick I need to learn.
The great Joe Genie needs to make some things into cookies.
Do it.
I'm going to do it, man. But I think the Cookie Monster should be their mascot.
I bet he charged too much.
Yeah, he would.
He's blue. He would fit perfect on the box.
Yeah, he would. Cookie Crisp, yep. But for me, it was Quisp because I was a science fiction kid. And so it was the sugar-sweetened cereal shaped like little flying saucers.
Crisp sounds like an inappropriate term for something.
Right. It does. But back then, it was not. But now, yeah, you better not Urban Dictionary Quisp.
You love it. You have a shirt.
Yeah, he bought a shirt with Quisp on it. He wore it to a board game convention. I was like, no one is going to know.
But I knew.
It's better than that OBGYN shirt that he used to wear.
No, that's a classic, Steve.
I know. I used to get so much trouble for the OBGYN Kenobi shirt.
The amount of moms with their kids that would drop them off at a convention and look at BJ's shirt and
that
call the
was given
authorities.
to me by a friend who thought I should wear this. Let's be honest.
It's still up to you to wear it or not.
Oh,
Don't
no,
blame
it's gone.
the friend.
It's gone. I mean, I took the hint after a couple times wearing it that this is inappropriate.
You had that. You were rocking that shirt for years.
I love that shirt.
Once convention security walked up to him, though, and had to escort him out the building.
There are children here.
Yeah. And the Quisp shirt, though, people who are my generation, I've got a few nods from people that were my age going, dude, I remember that cereal. I mean, that's what you do, right? You have stuff from and Quisp was legit. And I'm telling you, we started it, Steve. The cereal you have today, you can thank my generation. It's the one good thing we did, or maybe not so good thing, depending upon what you think about
baseline.
Health. Yeah. So good. Quisp. Love that little alien dude with the propeller on his head. He was awesome. All right, it's time for Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. Call us, text us, whatever it is. It's just one number, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It is Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. Listeners on the Loose, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. When you get through, do what Steve wants you to do.
And that's just show some energy and bring it, BJ. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
Call us. Text us 206-803-ROCK.
Earlier we were talking about things that kids cost their parents a lot of money, and just like because there's a kid that ended up racking up like $4,000 in Amazon.com purchases because he was playing with, or she was playing with her mom's phone. So people have been texting it with the things that they spent or cost money. And one of the things that I forgot all about this, remember there was once a time, and even somebody said the kids don't understand it these days, but there was once a time you got charged per text message.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of texts about that. So we always took family trips to Maine, and it was the late 90s. My brother and I had cell phones, and we called our friends on the free nights and weekends. We didn't know that didn't count when you're roaming. My parents got a $1,500 cell phone bill.
Oh, yeah, roaming. Oh, man, that was a thing.
Another text that cost my parents $800 in text messages in the 7th grade.
Isn't that so crazy that now you can text as much as you want, but like, why did it cost so much then?
It's nuts. Yeah, another person. When my daughter was in high school, the cell phone charge per text, I got a $2,000 bill.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's right. You really...
Because you had minutes?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like, everything's now unlimited. I think some younger people might remember when like data wasn't unlimited, but that's now like you can just do whatever you want whenever you want.
You have to pay for it.
Monthly.
Yeah, and you still can even kind of go over it, even though they go, you have unlimited, but guess what? You've gone way further than you should.
I know, it's so funny because like you go over, and then your internet's going to be slower. Oh my God, thanks.
Thanks for that. Okay. Unless, of course, you pay for the Super Boost.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, well, you know, I just checked out the new Max because HBO Max is changing to Max.
Yes.
Because Warner Brothers is like merging everything.
So they're shortening it.
Yeah, they're just calling it Max. And you know how HBO has the little O with the circle and like a bullseye? And now the A will have a bullseye in Max to remind me that it used to be HBO.
I hear a lot of them are doing that. I heard Peacock's also shortening theirs.
Oh, really? It's going to be...
The P.
Yeah, that's what it is, the P, yeah.
And what else would it be?
Don't know. You're right. P's about the only thing it should be.
Wouldn't that be great? They're like, we're going to shorten ours, too.
And so Max is like, hey, man... Yeah, man, look at what we're giving you all this stuff. And by the way, you can keep the regular price. Of course, we're not going to give you 4K, and you can only have 2 devices watching us at the same time, and you can only download 30 shows. But for $20 a month, for $19.99 a month.
Damn.
Oh my God, 4 devices at one time, and you can download 100 shows, and we'll give you everything at 4K. Give us more of your money, please.
So did you do it?
Not yet.
Yet.
But I will.
Yeah.
How about I look, there are times when Joey D's, myself, and my wife are watching HBO, and we can't. Like, one of us has to go, okay, we're not going to do it.
Has that happened?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So is Joe's the one that he's the first to go?
Yeah, Joe's like, well, no, it's first come, first serve, and so usually...
You pay your bills. You're first come.
Well, you got to kick him off. He's got to get off.
Well, that's just how it is.
Well, yeah, okay. He's up in Northgate. I'm on Mercer Island. Get off there, Joe. I sure will, Dad. Be right with you.
Just call the Ted Smith. He lives near him now.
Oh, so now I'm going to call Ted Smith to be the muscle. All right.
He'll bang on the door and be like, turn off HBO or the Max.
All right. That's what I'm going to do. Ted Smith's coming.
Yeah, don't disturb me during my Peacock time, okay?
All right. Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
I'm baiting. All right. Let's go to Edgar in DuPont. Edgar, you are on the rock.
Hola, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
Good morning, Edgar. Welcome to the show. What do you got for us?
Okay, well, I had to mask my true name because I don't know if my coworker is listening to this wonderful station of ours. But,
dude, I got news for you. Edgar, I knew exactly who you were.
Same.
Yeah, dude.
He sounds just like this other guy that calls in.
Dude,
that's not named Edgar.
It's not working, dude. We know exactly who you are, which means your coworker.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
No, you're not. You're failing, Edgar. You are failing.
Well,
you have a very noticeable
voice.
voice.
Upwards.
Edgar.
Why
Edgar?
I'm trying to save you, Edgar. If you really don't want your coworker to hear what you have to say, I am trying to save your life right now. We know who you are. And so if we know who you are, the person that works with you every freaking day who knows your voice, which is a very distinct voice, will recognize you. So do you want to say your real name, or do you just want to go, maybe I should cut
or
this short?
change your name?
Change it to what?
Change your voice.
Hello,
I'm
Edgar. Should I talk like this? Is this masking my voice well enough?
Actually, it's not bad.
It's a little bit better. A little more raspy.
Yeah, can you give us a little...
Okay, I will talk like this.
Talk like Batman.
My coworker.
I'm Batman.
Can you talk like Batman?
Where's the trigger?
Coworker, you need to work better. You are going to get fired. You must work harder, coworker.
Okay, that's
okay. Wait, are you calling to complain about your? Wait, Edgar, not Edgar. Are you calling to complain about your coworker?
I was actually going to ask you guys if you've ever worked with somebody that everyone else in the office knew that he was going to get fired, but he doesn't. That was my question.
Oh, so you guys, you know for sure. I don't know how you know this because that's an HR nightmare, but you literally know for sure he's getting fired.
Well, paperwork is being made up. It's going to happen eventually. One of those coworkers.
I thought you went into the freezer and there was like a cake that said, "Farewell, Bob."
Okay, so if paperwork is being made up, usually the person that's getting the paperwork made up about them has to be informed. So how is it that you know about the paperwork and everybody else in the office does, but he doesn't or she doesn't?
Because he's constantly in late. He's not paying attention to what's being said around him.
No, they have to inform him. If they're making a paper trail, you have to be informed by the company that they're adding some negative stuff to your file. That's what they got to do.
I'm pretty sure things have already been said to him, but he honestly just does not care.
So what are you asking me then? So the idea is...
I was just wondering if you've ever worked with someone of the similar caliber that just does not care Everyone else knows that they're going to
let me ask
eventually
you
get
this.
fired.
I know you're asking me if I ever have, but really the big question is, why does this bother you so much? Because apparently it does. I mean, yeah, we've all worked with people that are really horrible at their jobs, but Vicky and Steve still get to stay. Nothing I can do. Just how it is.
Who's Steve? I don't know the Steve guy you're talking about.
You know, he's kind of a,
Thrill?
Yeah.
Thrill's very hard working.
Thrill is,
he's in the office right now.
Is he really? Well,
yeah.
Well, good for him.
I care because I can see some potential in the guy. I just really wish he would care a little bit more.
Oh,
That's
look
all.
at this.
I care because I see potential in there, but he's just not doing it.
Well, this is the thing in life that people like you and me, because I have a similar bend to myself, where we look at people and think we can change them or wish they would change. My friend, I have been trying that for years and driving myself effing crazy, because really, at the end of the day, if the dude doesn't want to care, that's his right to not care. It's his right to lead his life how he does. So that's why I asked you, and that's why I asked myself, why do I care so much? Like, it's not even my life. If the dude's running around and they go, we're going to fire you, and he's like, no problem, well, then that's his right to be that way.
What a weird vibe, though, like when you're at work and, it's like a dead man walking kind of a thing. You're just like, oh, that guy's getting fired next week.
But he knows.
Should we invite him to happy hour this week?
Definitely.
Is it worth it?
Oh, let's make it the send-off.
The big send-off.
Yeah.
So you get drunk and be like, hey, spoiler alert, you're not here next week.
Yeah, and especially when you see potential in someone. I love when that happens. It's like, yeah, but look, I'm going to use my son as an example.
Uh-oh.
What did I do?
Well, no, I'm going to.
He sees potential in you.
When you were younger, and I had to learn this. This was one of the moments when I was a bad parent. Well, I probably still am. Joey was really good at the game Magic the Gathering. He was really good at the game. He won a college scholarship because he played that game so well back when Wizards of the Coast used to give them out to kids.
He's on par with his basketball playing abilities.
Oh, no, he was much better.
Still a bench player, but we're working our way up.
No. You really. That was the one thing I'm like, this kid really does have he understands this game. He's really, really good. And I tried to push him like one of those, like basically pageant fathers.
Yes.
Yeah. And Joey, I saw the potential. And Joey's like, dude, I just don't care enough to be at the level that you want me to be at. And he was probably 10 or 11. So imagine this conversation that he's got to go, dude, please, what are you doing?
Good for him for acknowledging that and be like, look, man, I'm not that guy.
But I felt like the movie Whiplash, like maybe if I've got to just tell him, maybe he doesn't know that you got to work hard. You just got to sacrifice and you'll be great. And
maybe you turned him off by being so pushy.
Oh, I did.
I don't remember that conversation. I kind of wish I did.
Oh, dude, you lost your Magic cards, and I remember thinking,
conversation.
But
he blacked out after that because of how bad he was. Huh?
I personally think that's why he lost them. I think he was just like, there's one way for me to get out of this. I just won't have cards to play.
Ditch the cards.
I have one very specific memory from that trip, because that's when we were in, I believe, Disneyland or Disney World, and we're riding back on a bus, and I had forgotten what was about $500 worth of product.
And these were your tools to win. It's like, Steve, you go into a hockey game and not bringing any of your hockey gear and going, oh my God, I've got to be goalie and I have nothing to wear.
I did forget my goalie stick one time when we did a Spokane tournament.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he did. And again, $500 worth of cards, so not easily replaceable.
So we're on the bus, and I'm on cloud 9, because this is like my dream. Like, I'm playing my favorite game, I'm in my favorite destination. And I had just gotten this really cool, like almost like goalie shirt, but Magic the Gathering style. So I forgot the $500 worth of product, but I remembered the shirt. And I turned to my dad and I was like, hey, I don't have any of my cards, but I still got this cool shirt. And he just lost his mind.
Did he take the shirt and chuck it out the window?
I have no idea what happened to anything. Dude, so
blurred
many.
now.
Oh, dude, the amount of cussing. We had to take a bus back, buy new cards, and he is the whole time throwing me under the bus to these people, being like, oh, look at this genius over here making me spend all this money.
What are you hoping? They're going to give you a discount for being a terrible father?
I really was hoping that.
Like, sir, this is crazy. Today is Terrible Dad Day at the store.
Dude, it
10% off.
Dude, he's had a history of losing stuff. So I was so mad. Really, I was mad at myself. It's like I should have taken those cards. This is what he does. He just doesn't control his stuff. He doesn't keep. Of course, he's so happy about this jersey he got that basically was like, I'm a great player, except I don't have anything to play with.
I lost 8 jackets when I was younger over the span of like a year.
Dude,
Well, I mean, I've witnessed you lose things as well, like money, Vegas, quite a bit of it.
So much of it.
Yeah.
So it was great because I thought I was the champion. I'm like, well, this time I didn't forget my clothing.
No,
I
you had
just
the
forgot
clothing.
the other part.
So that's when I
Baby
learned
steps. Yeah.
enough of me seeing the potential in people. I'm done. I'm done with it. Let them live their life how they want to live it. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be concerned anymore. And I feel like that's probably good for anybody who really you're getting in somebody else's business, and that's not your business how he wants to be, even if you think he could be better.
So hopefully, Edgar, not Edgar, you take that to heart.
Oh, that's totally like
he's like, I'm Edgar. I'm like, this does not sound like.
This is a guy we know a lot.
I know this guy. He calls in a lot, and unless there's another person that sounds just like him, and his name is Edgar.
And he has a very distinct way of greeting people.
Yes.
Hello, good gentlemen. It's like, well, everybody knows you at the office. You're that guy at the office. It's greetings and salutations, good people at the office. You're never going to disguise that with a different name. They're going to know that's you. You're so distinct in voice and also presentation.
That made my day.
I know. It's like, okay, buddy. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls and texts at 934 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
Inside School of Washington is open to all Washington State residents grades K through 12. We have a personalized approach to education. Whether it's college credits with dual enrollment, career readiness, or credit recovery, we will accommodate your family's needs. The 23-24 school year enrollment is open now. Go to K12.com/ISWA. That's K12.com/ISWA to find out more. We've been around for over 12 years, doing online schooling successfully. No tuition fee and a high success rate. The support you and your student need. K12.com/ISWA.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. Joe in Bellingham, you are on The Rock.
Hola, bichola.
Hola, Joe Ola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons here on The Rock. What you got for us, buddy?
So earlier you guys were talking about if you cost your parents some money.
Oh, yeah. Were you the one that... Did you do that? You cost your parents some dough?
I was the one. I was 15. I had no permit, no license. My buddy was 17. He had his license, and he was driving his dad's truck. We went to a party. He got a little too drunk, so I drove. Not even a quarter mile away from our neighborhood, they were doing road construction, and you know how they put those plates over the road?
Yep.
Went over the plate, lost control, and he yanked the steering wheel to the right. We went through one of those big, huge electrical green boxes.
Oh, boy.
And head on into a telephone pole, snapping the pole in half. Completely wasted the truck. And my parents, I don't know how this even panned out, my parents' insurance had to claim over $20,000 and then dropped my parents from the insurance company.
Oh, wow. So at least the insurance paid for all or most of it?
Most of it.
Wow.
Not all of it.
Wow.
It was bad.
And again,
I didn't even get a ticket for it either.
Whose truck was it again?
my buddy's dad's. He just rebuilt it. It was like a 75 F-250.
Is it because you were driving that your parents were on the hook for this, even though you weren't a licensed driver? I can't believe they didn't go after the truck owner.
Absolutely. That's where it came down to.
Wow. And then
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and then my parents, their insurance company dropped them, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh, my God.
Well, how dare they want to use their insurance money for things that the insurance is there for?
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a business, Steve. You know what? You immediately go in the business.
They just want to take your money and not ever have to help you.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Businesses want that? Yeah. No, they don't.
Sorry, I'm a little bitter. One time I had like an accident, and then they just dropped me from their insurance after. I'm like, wait, I've used you guys for like 10 years, and you just dropped me because I needed to use you? Like, that seems crazy.
I got to be careful because I have no idea if we have anybody that are fine supporters of the show, because I know that not all insurance companies are the same. But boy, there are some bad apples in that business.
Yeah. The one I'm using now is great. I've had some issues, and they've always been awesome. They said that they're loyal to me, man, until I probably cost them too much money.
Yeah, but you still have issues. I thought they were supposed to fix that.
They haven't really solved those.
All right, then. Yeah, welcome to the club, then. Let's go to John in Tacoma. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. It's listeners on the loose. Hey, John.
How's it going, dude?
Not too bad, buddy. What you got?
Reggae on the way.
Reggae on the way. All right. Do you know what that means, Steve? I am completely lost.
Reggae on the way. Looks like it's a festival.
Oh, so it's a festival. Oh, it's really a thing. All right. Tell us about it.
So Reggae on the Way is a 2-day reggae festival in Tacoma, Washington. It is right next to the Tacoma Dome in the LeMay Field.
Oh, kind of where the car museum is?
Right where the car, on the outside of that, there's a huge grass field, and we're going to take it over, and we're going to put on can I say kick-ass in the air?
Yes, you can.
A kick-ass festival.
Is this new, or I've never heard of this before?
We're actually on our 6th year. In years past, we shut down South Tacoma Way, a couple of blocks there, and did our thing there, and it got so big we outgrew the space, and so last year it moved to LeMay. Yeah.
Dude, that's bad. You got Modest Yahoo's going to be there.
Modest Yahoo, Revolution, Stick Figure, Pepper.
Good for you, man. That's fantastic. And did you found this? Like, is this your baby?
Not at all. It actually belongs to my buddy Dan, and I was just calling you guys to share it with you, and I did not mean to get on the air, to be honest.
Oh,
great job, Sarah.
All right. Well, you know what? When Joey's on the board, unfortunately, get Sarah on the phone.
Like Joey wouldn't have put him through as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah, everybody
awesome
knows.
That they did. Thank you so much for doing it.
All right, that's gonna be, so it's July 15th and 16th. Reggae on the way, and a bunch of great artists are there. If you're a fan of reggae, this is a place to be.
What's the website, dude? If people want to know.
ReggaeOnTheWay.com.
Pretty easy. I can remember that, ReggaeOnTheWay.com. There you go. Thanks, man. Appreciate the call, John, and congratulations.
We be jamming.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. You're like, look at you. You're a natural.
John, I got to get one of the dreadlock hats.
Dude, I got to get my, you got
to get your Bob Marley.
Yeah, I got to get my Marley shirt back. It's not a stupid shirt.
That's
shirt's
the brand.
Awesome.
Brand's not stupid?
No, yeah, that's the brand. Stupid, yeah. Simply Stupid maybe isn't that a band?
Simply Stupid.
Yeah, but that Marley shirt was cool, dude.
It would be cool at Reggae Fest.
I agree.
Reggae on the way.
Yeah, I missed that Marley shirt.
BJ's on the way wearing his silly.
I was guilted into basically getting rid of that shirt and my Scarface shirt, man, and I loved both of them.
Says the man who says you should wear clothes in your lane.
That was definitely my lane.
No.
A bowling lane.
Yeah, well, look at me. Do I now look like a guy that could be in a bowling alley?
But do you go to a bowling alley?
I actually would, to be honest with you, if you had candlepin bowling here, because the bigger balls were hard for me to pick up, as it were.
But that comes with old age.
Sure is. It is listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text.
Someone texted in, speaking of Cookie Crisp, because we're talking about cereals and how Cookie Crisp is really just a bag full of little cookies that you put in a bowl of milk. Says, when I was a kid, I asked my dad if I could have a cookie for breakfast. He said no, because cookies are not for breakfast. Well, I told him there's a cereal that's basically all mini cookies, a.k.a. Cookie Crisp. He let me have a cookie for breakfast that morning. When my mom's son asked him why I was eating a cookie for breakfast, he said, put up a good argument.
See, I like that. See, I do like when a parent rewards the kid for basically, because you go, as a parent, I'm like really excited. My kids were both litigators.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're going to do well in life because they're going to really be able to negotiate their way through a lot of stuff, which to me, I really assigned a lot of value to.
Well, I guess my wife was going to get coffee at one of the coffee stands around our house, and And Tatum's in the back seat saying, I want a coffee too. Her coffee is just like a little Italian soda or something there's nothing, no caffeine or whatever. But she's like, I want one too. And my wife at first was like, well, no, you can't have one, as she's ordering her own one. Because she's like, you can't have one because you already had one earlier. Even though my wife's getting her second cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when she realized, I guess I should get her one. That's a ridiculous argument. I gotta be fair.
Tatum knows what's up, man.
Oh, Tatum's smart.
She's got you guys. She's got Chipotle Tuesdays. She's got coffee every time she wants it, with whatever the heck she's having.
Chipotle Tuesdays is my favorite day of the week.
Yeah, she
knows.
knows,
Some
man.
ballet. And to go back to the whole, how you were, hard on Joe because you wanted him to be, a professional Wizard of the Coast magic player. I'm the complete opposite. My wife laughs at me because, we're doing these ballet lessons, and obviously they're prepping them for their first recital, which I think is, in June sometime. So, each time they're, learning a little bit more. But then they kind of run through it, and, you hit a point where Tatum just becomes a toddler and doesn't really know. She just starts spinning in circles until she falls. And that's not part of the routine. But that's my favorite part of the routine. And my wife's like, do you not understand? That's not what she's supposed to be doing. I'm like, I don't know. It looks good to me.
Yeah. It's, for me, because again, I'm the kind of guy that I am. I hated going to all of Sarah's performances because if Sarah's not on the stage, I was very judgmental. Because Sarah actually was a good dancer, so she had talent. But man,
unlike the rest of those kids,
they don't. They just, look, and I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but the average talented person that comes out of these ballet sessions, you might see a couple. But everybody else is just doing it for exercise or whatever, to learn balance, whatever. But you can tell they are not good. And Steve, I just sat there, and again, maybe because I'm in the performing arts, it's like, oh my God, just performance after performance of horrible, horrible dancers. You're just like, oh, and then every once in a while you see one of the good ones.
I'd rather watch horrible dancers than good dancers.
Not me, man.
Cool, you danced well. I'd rather see people spin in circles, randomly fall down.
It's fun when they're toddlers.
Yes.
But when you can't laugh at teens, so you have to be there and applaud like they're good, and they're not good. That's the problem.
Well, maybe you should bring a sign that just says, you suck. Treat it like a WWE show.
I wish I could. I would love to. But, everybody laughs at the little kids. That's okay to laugh at the little kids, but I'm looking, look, they're on stage just like everybody else. I don't think they feel like they should be laughed at, but everybody does. But then once they get to a certain age and they're still that bad, dude, it's like you want to still laugh. You're going to I go, you're 13. Why do your parents put you through this? You will never be good at this.
I'm glad you held back during that, but not my basketball games. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Yeah, no, you sucked. That was. I felt bad for the team. I really
Something
did.
is relative. I'm sure you were fine.
I was making points.
Oh God, no!
For the other team.
For the other team.
I really felt bad for the team. I thought we should be good parents. This team has no chance of doing anything as long as our
He led in assists to the other team.
Yeah.
Some call it takeaways, but it's also an assist.
Sarah was really good at what she was doing. And then we also had Joe do stuff in his life as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder why Joe doesn't want to live anywhere near you.
I peaked at 12, apparently.
He did. He really did show. But, dude, you have a better attitude.
Oh, I'm fired up. I can't wait for the recital.
Oh, man.
I kind of want to get one of the school's shirts.
Are you going to leave once your kid is done? If you know your kid is done with the first two, are you guys heading out?
In a perfect world, yes.
See, we had to stay for
I don't
everything.
want to watch everyone else.
Well, that was uncouth back in my day. You couldn't. I used to say to Kathy, we should probably let's get the hell out of here.
I don't know how this works. I guess I'm assuming I'm probably have to stay.
And then they got wise because they go, your kid's dancing on the second one and your kid's dancing on the second to last one. You're like, oh my God, I have to sit through all of this just to watch the little kids spin around and get dizzy.
Damn it! I never really thought about that. You're right, because if you have a seat, they're not going to want you just to leave that seat empty for all the other performances.
Oh, I was so why?
I wonder if I could sell my tickets.
Yeah, or get seat fillers. Can we have a seat filler?
Well, I could work out get in cahoots with some of the other families with the older kids. Be like, look, I know you want to bring your aunt and uncle, but you don't have enough tickets. How about they take our seats when our kid's done?
It's a great idea.
$15.
I just want to get the hell out. You want to make money.
Well, I might as well. We got to go to Menchie's after it anyway.
Yeah, you can't make money though. You can't leave. Then I got wise to it and I go, okay. I thought I got a phone. I got stuff I can do. I know that I got a good half hour, 45 minutes before she's back on stage again. The looks I got, you can't leave the seat.
We'll just play with your phone in your seat.
Oh, you try that. With the
I'll
people.
probably fall asleep. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. If you fall asleep, that's the way to go.
Outside says, BJ, there's Candlepin Bowling in Gig Harbor at Ocean 5.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Really?
Time for you to go to Gig Harbor.
Is it real candle pin or is it duck pin? And I know I'm
duck
asking.
pin.
Oh, that's not the same thing, my friend.
How is duck pin?
It's they're smaller and fatter.
Yeah, and that's
so
duck pin.
You don't like throwing your balls into girthy pins?
No, I need to have the real, and that's why they call it candle pin, because the pins are really thin compared to normal pins.
Taller, yeah.
Yeah.
Duck pin, they're short and stout.
Yeah, there you go, man.
So you can't take down the thicker ones?
Thank you.
I will be honest with you. It's been a while since I've tried. Maybe I've gotten better. Who knows? All right, we got Walmart. You know that place, right?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a store. You know, it's a little store. They had to pull a T-shirt from their stores. Poor Walmart, man. Why? Because it had a hidden C word on it, and I don't think it was like chocolate or Charlie. I feel like
convenience.
Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you all about this at 9:51 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I love this. You got to go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com and check out this shirt that Walmart in Canada had to pull from the shelves because someone spotted a hidden swear word on it, the C word. And I'll try to describe it to you.
Okay.
Basically, the shirt has a giant letter R and a giant letter E because they basically want you to use that RE to help complete the rest of these words. And so they have cycle, they have use, they have new, they have think. So it's recycle, reuse, renew, rethink. The problem is they've got the words cycle, and then under that is the word use, under that is the word new, under that is the word think. And so when you take a look at those first letters of those words, you've got C and U, and then if you keep going, you'll get right down to the T.
So it's a one giant see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. It is wonderful. They pulled it from the shelves, but if you want a shirt like this, which I think is great, Amazon, I guess, has still got them. Meanwhile, a 12-pack, you want that. Get that from Ryan Castle.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
At Columbia College, you can invest in your future without sacrificing today. Online, in-class, and virtual options save you time and money. Take the first step toward earning your accredited degree. Classes start soon. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.